hoping to hang on to his job. He has been given a vote of confidence by team management. First down play for the Jets. O'Brien to the air and has his man open. That's Blair Thomas. Thomas takes it just short of the 35-yard line, where he's stopped by Fred Young. Here's the offensive lineup for the New York Jets. 7-year veteran Jim Sweeney, the center, anchors that offensive line. O'Brien has been in a slump the last 5 games, only 44% completions. Toon is his top receiver, rookie Thomas the leading rusher. Last week, the Jets unveiled the 5-wide receiver high five formation. Burkett, Dawkins, and Mathis joining Toon and Moore. Thomas in motion, the handoff to Johnny Hector. And Hector twisted down after picking up a first down just short of the Jet 40-yard line. Keith Taylor makes the stop for Indianapolis. Here is the Indy starting defense. Sam Clancy leads the team in sacks. He has 4.5. Rookie Saragusa got his first start last week and had 7 tackles. And Bickett is the leading tackler with 72. The Indy nickel has 6 defensive backs. Baylor and Grant come in. And the starting secondary, Pryor, tops the interception list. He has 2. First down play for O'Brien and the Jets. Hand off to Brad Baxter. And Baxter, the tough-running fullback, takes it for 5 yards to the 45-yard line, where Dwayne Bickett makes the tackle.
A couple of the Colts saying it was a loose ball that time, but the officials right on the spot calling it down for sure.
Bickett did get up with the football, but it was ruled down, and the Jets retain possession.
This Colt defense is working without the services again of their nose tackle, Armstrong. And here Saragusa, his replacement, just gets blocked completely out of the lane.
Second down play for the Jets. 10.5 minutes remaining in the scoreless first quarter. O'Brien across the middle, fires a bullet complete to his tight end Mark Boyer. Boyer, the former Colt, makes the grab. That's his 24th catch of the season. He's the 3rd leading receiver. He came over from the Colts as a Plan B free agent and has been a big addition to this Jet offense.
Good pass protection this time. Boyer on the left side of the screen now cuts across the middle. Number 80. The ball's perfectly thrown by Ken O'Brien, and Taylor, the strong safety, just couldn't get in front.
There's big Mark Boyer, 6'4", 242 pounds. First down, Jets into Colt territory. Again, a man wide open. It's Blair Thomas out of the backfield. He's wrestled down after a gain of about 7 yards. Fred Young, who is a little banged up, nevertheless starting today and making the tackle on Blair Thomas. And Joe, one of the things that Bruce Coslett said he was going to do this week, make a couple of little adjustments to his offense, getting Blair Thomas and probably Al Toon a little more into the offense.
Certainly, and with the drop of the linebackers of the Colts, Thomas and the other backs are going to be able to get in those short areas on first down, and O'Brien's going to go to him quite a bit unless the Colts defense adjusts.
Jets driving on their first possession of the game. 2nd and 5. First down run by Blair Thomas. Breaking tackles all the way to the 25-yard line, where Mike Pryor, the free safety, has to come up and make the stop on the rookie first-round draft choice out of Penn State.
Boy, it's the second time on the right side, on top of the screen. Trevor Maddich, 64, does a good job, and Jim Sweeney's 53 blocks well. They opened a huge hole in this Colt front, and again, the Colts defense isn't playing nearly as well up front because of their nose tackle Armstrong and defensive end Donnell Thompson being injured.
2 tight ends, Boyer and Dressel, now on this first down play. And they give to Baxter the own setback, and Baxter stopped at the line of scrimmage for no gain by Jeff Herrod. Let's check out the other scores now on our 10-minute ticker. Kansas City with a big lead on San Diego, cooling off the hot Chargers a bit. Giants still unbeaten. Houston with a big win at Cleveland. Washington, Mark Rippon had 4 touchdown passes. Warren Moon, by the way, for the Oilers, cost 5 today. As you see the late starting games, the Rams on the board early against the Cowboys. And Green Bay up on Phoenix. 7:50 to go here in the first quarter. No score, but the Jets on the move. O'Brien again wide open across the middle. He has Blair Thomas, and that is the 3rd time in this opening drive that Thomas out of the backfield has been open across the middle for Coslett's offense.
Well, Thomas read the blitz that time on the left side of the screen. Number 50, Dwayne Bickett, the linebacker, is going to come in along with Herrod, who gets picked up. But no one is on Thomas in that short area. That free safety should have been tighter to Thomas, but I'll tell you what, Thomas is really an excellent pass receiver coming out of the backfield, and those safeties don't like to challenge this man one-on-one.
Thomas only had 9 receptions coming into the game, but the plan was to get him into the passing game. Johnny Hector on the ground, close to the first down, stopped by the rookie nose tackle Tony Saragusa out of Pitt, who was Bert Grossman's roommate back with the Panthers. Grossman, of course, the fine defensive player for the Chargers. Saragusa makes the tackle.
Saragusa replacing Harvey Armstrong up front certainly doesn't have the experience of the injured nose tackle, and he really is not as good a player as Armstrong is right now. This defense has really been much aligned throughout the season line, and one of the reasons that their offense doesn't keep the ball very long. But this Colt defense, especially the linebackers are pretty good.
First down for the Jets, 10th play of the drive coming up. O'Brien has Thomas open again, and Thomas, who had been in motion, takes it close to the 10-yard line, where he's knocked to the turf by Mike Pryor and Fred Young.
I think the Jets are doing a brilliant job. Kenny O'Brien's doing a brilliant job of picking this Colt defense apart. Good pass protection for the short drop. O'Brien sets beautifully and gets rid of the ball quickly, and there's just no way that Pryor is going to be able to handle the defensive back and handle Thomas one-on-one. Costlet has a very imaginative offense, and so far he's calling all the right plays.
And the Jets have been productive inside the 20, especially since they sputtered a bit in their first game at Miami. Since then, they've been nearly perfect. Flag on the play as O'Brien scrambles and then tosses it away.
Well, I'm surprised we didn't get a whistle early that time, Tom. We had 2 men in motion.
And it will be a legal motion against the New York Jets. Howard Rowe, today's official, making the call on Costlet's team.
Yeah, the rookie made a mistake. You see, Costlet was upset. Coach Costlet was a little upset with Blair Thomas last week, not hitting a hole, dropping a ball, and here he goes in motion.
Illegal motion. Number 37, offense decline, brings up 3rd down.
Yeah, they don't have a 37. I know he meant number 32. On the top of the screen, there you see Blair Thomas moving, as well as Boyer, who was the motion man.
So 3rd down coming up. 4 wide receivers for the Jets. Toon, Burkett, Moore, and Mathis. McNeal the setback. O'Brien from the shotgun. Pumps once, evades one tackler, and then tosses for the touchdown to Freeman Mcneal.
I hate this in the grass rule. I don't care. I don't know. I know they're trying to protect quarterbacks, but this is a lousy call.
Sam Clancy will get credit for the sack as they rule O'Brien in the grasp and control.
You're right, Tom. No, I don't see any control here. O'Brien smartly holds on to the ball. He knows a loss isn't going to hurt him, but where's the control there? I don't know if this... Hey, the rule is in effect to protect the quarterbacks. That's what the NFL wants to do. It's just that I happen to be one that does not like that rule.
So Leahy is on to attempt a field goal of 32 yards. He's having a Pro Bowl season. He's hit 15 of 16 field goals, his last 12 in a row. And from 32 yards, Pat Leahy gets the Jets on the scoreboard after the opening drive of the game for New York. 3-0, Jets leading the Colts.
It's almost like cheating.
From the Hoosier Dome, Tom Hammond and Joe Namath, where Pat Leahy has just kicked a 32-yard field goal to put the Jets on top of the Colts, 3-0, as the Jets drove down the field 58 yards in 13 plays, consuming over 7 minutes. Bentley and Verdun waiting Leahy's kick. Taken by Clarence Verdun at the 15. Makes a nice cut upfield. And with a return close to the 35-yard line before he's stopped by John Booty. Nice return by Clarence Verdun, who did a great job returning punts for the Colts a week ago against New England, and does a good job on kickoff return here.
You know, Leahy has been kicking that ball very well to the end zone on most kickoffs. This one he caught a little bit heavy and got it up in the air that time, and Verdun made a pretty good run back. Verdun certainly, he helped break that game open last week with New England with his big punt return.
He's been complaining about a lack of playing time at wide receiver. Thinks he ought to be playing more.
He should be.
First down play for Jeff George and his Colt offense, and it's a play-action pass. George fires it across the middle. Great catch by Brooks to the 45-yard line. Or was it Hector? Hector made the catch at the 45 with James Hasty wrapped all over him. 21-yard gain, and Hector, who has really come on for these Colts this season, replacing Verdun, makes a nice grab.
Well, it's a smart play action fake. On first down, the Jets still playing run. George has plenty of time to get back there and delivers the ball beautifully to Hector in front of Hasty. Nice play. Good call, play action on first down.
And he saw the strong arm of rookie Jeff George in action there. Colts with a first down in Jet territory for the first time, trailing 3-0. And movement and an offside. The Jets are pointing at the offensive line of the Colts saying they were drawn off, but I don't think so.
I want to know what the officials are doing. I mean, there was contact. Contact was made, and the flag didn't drop until a second or two later. I guess they couldn't decide. Well, I don't know what they did. They probably missed it to start with.
Marvin Washington took a stroll into the backfield, but he is saying that Pat Beach moved to draw him off.
And then contact was made, and we still didn't see any flags. Watch now. Here's 81 to the left side of the screen. He jumps off. Now Mott's going to hit him. Can we run that a little bit farther? No. Okay.
Prior to the snap, false start, number 81, 5-yard penalty. Replay first down.
Now there's contact. The whistle should be blown, but nothing happens, and they let him snap the ball. That kind of surprises me. They did get to Varmint, though. He made the mistake. That's him, number 81.
Ron Meyer on the sideline for the Colts. It's these sort of mistakes that have stalled many a drive for Indianapolis this season. But he saw Jeff George drill a bullet for the winning touchdown last week, and he said his team showed a little different attitude in practice. George said he could tell a big difference. First win as a starting quarterback last week for the highly paid rookie. Across the middle, open to Bentley. Short gain on the play. Not quite back to the original line of scrimmage, but give him 5 yards before Joe Mott comes up to make the tackle from that outside linebacker spot for the Jets. All final scores there now. Ditto on that panel. With Philadelphia squeaking out that 1-point win over the Falcons. Eddie Ryan against Jerry Glanville. Here are the late games. What else is new? San Francisco leading. And here at the Hoosier Dome, 3-0 Jets, with the Colts facing a 2nd and 10.5 for 11 yards. Hester's in motion. 5 defensive backs in for the Jets. Draw play, the give to Bentley. Bentley with a nice run, and he's got the first down to the Jet 35-yard line. Albert Bentley, who is the leading rusher on this Colt team, rambles for 11 yards and a first down before he's stopped by James Hasty. There are the numbers on Bentley.
A nice play. Bentley will start moving to his right and then come back left here. We're going to see the defensive tackle have a good hold on number 77, Nichols, on the defense. Watch Bentley break. Now I want you to watch number 77. This is an interesting blocking technique, you see. He gets held for a while, and Bentley nearly gets the first down. Or he did make it.
Did make it indeed, and the Colts keep their drive going from the 35 of New York. Jets lead 3-0. Dickerson tries to bounce it outside, then cuts up and got to the line of scrimmage and no more. And a few boos rain down from the 50,000 or so here at the Hoosier Dome. Mott and Stallworth get credit for the tackle on Eric Dickerson.
The boos don't really surprise Dickerson. I mean, when he was introduced, they booed him. They boo him on this play nearly every time that Dickerson doesn't carry the ball for 10 yards or more, he gets booed. And Bentley is coming off the field with an injury.
That Colt a little gimpy as he leaves the field. Albert Bentley, who is the leading rusher and leading receiver for Indianapolis. Anthony Johnson comes in to replace him, a rookie out of Notre Dame. 6 foot, 222 pounds, 2nd-round draft choice. Here's the rocket formation for Indianapolis. 4 wide receivers, 2 set to either side. Anthony Johnson is the only setback. It's Hector in motion. George sacked for the 2nd time today, taken down by Jeff Loggeman back at the 40-yard line.
Good pressure by Loggeman. This defensive front of the Jets, by the way, put good pressure on Marino last week. Here it's kind of a team effort. You have to give the secondary credit here because you see George sets up. Now he's ready. He's ready. He has time to throw, but he doesn't quite have anyone open, and then Loggeman makes the play. You know, it's a team game. The secondary does a good job. These linemen keep hustling. They're going to get in there and get on the quarterback.
Well, the Jets plan to put pressure on the rookie quarterback today. They told us about their Big Ed formation, which has 6 defensive linemen and 5 defensive backs. We asked Bruce Coslet and their defensive coordinator Pete Carroll why they called it Big Ed, and they wouldn't tell us. He said there's a reason we can't tell you. That pass from George sails incomplete. He's lucky it wasn't picked off by Tony Stargell. Brooks was working on Stargell, but the pass off target.
Yes, and young George is going to be disappointed when he finds out that the Jets broke a coverage that time on the left side. He had Stanley Morgan open for touchdown. Jeff is under a lot of pressure, Jeff George. His offensive line really isn't that good. His running game is nowhere, and any defensive player will tell you they want to play against the quarterback when they know he has to pass. If they know he has to pass, they're going to get to him.
Stark to punt to Mathis. One hops Ron Stark, but he gets it off. And it'll reach the end zone on the fly. Maybe not. Scramble for the ball at the 5-yard line. Did it touch a Jet? The Jets come up with it. Nevertheless, Don Odegaard was the man down there scrambling for the football. I thought it hit the end zone on the fly.
It got in the end zone, but it may have hit one of the players. I couldn't tell for sure, but apparently the officials are saying that the ball hit one of the Jets.
Here we go.
Let's take a look and see if the ball does in fact hit a Jet or a Colt.
Looked like it hit Stargell in the back and bounded back onto the playing field. The Jets lucky to recover that one after it bounced off the back of Tony Stargell.
They'll correct, I'm sure.
Well, the Jets have a first down backed up to their own 6-yard line. New York leading 3-0. A minute left in the first quarter. Johnny Hector with some tough running across the 10 to the 12-yard line. Stopped there by Jeff Herrod. There's a look at Johnny Hector, the 8-year veteran out of Texas A&M. 4th leading rusher on this team, and in the New York Jet record book, 5th leading rusher of all time with 3,700 yards and 40 touchdowns in his New York career.
This Hector's pretty amazing with those stats, Tom, and coming back from a knee injury that he had, reconstructed knee injury. It's pretty remarkable to come back as a running back after that kind of work on your leg.
2nd and 4 for the Jets. Hector again. And he's close to the first down, stopped by Tony Saragusa, the nose tackle of the Colts, as the clock continues to tick away for the first quarter.
I say it's pretty remarkable to see Hasty playing so well with that knee injury, because he's called upon to make sharp cuts. You folks at home have to marvel at times how sharp this young man can cut on the football, and so his knee is 100%.
And the first quarter comes to an end. The New York Jets soaring to the lead on a field goal by Leahy. And
put there for a reason, and I'm surprised he doesn't use it.
George puts his finger on the point of the football. He says he learned it as a youth, emulating Terry Bradshaw. There's a good run by Freeman Mcneal. Mcneal carries it close to the 25-yard line. The stop by Jeff Herrod as we look at the first quarter statistics.
Well, the Jets certainly, in my opinion, have played pretty good football so far. The offense has done a good job of maintaining a drive, and the defense of the Jets has played well. I think it's all Jets, even though the score is only 3-0.
Well, an in the grasp call cost them a touchdown. They had to settle for the field goal after O'Brien was ruled in the grasp. Draw play. Nothing there for Mcneal. Stops short of the first down. It'll bring up a 3rd down situation for the New York Jets. John Hand, big number 78, 300 pounds, 5th year out of Alabama, the first-round draft choice, makes that tackle for Indianapolis.
John Hand's the best defensive lineman the Colts have, the most consistent. I mean, 6'7". He's on the right side of your screen here, and you watch him. He'll just bull his way through there to make this play and disrupt things. He handles the tackle right now and then makes the play on Hector. Fine play by Mr. Hand.
4 wides in for the Jets on 3rd and 4. From the shotgun, O'Brien across the middle, incomplete. The pass caught by Al Toon, his first reception of the day. Mike Pryor makes the stop. And another milestone for Al Toon. He's now caught a pass in 73 straight games.
Well, he is fine. Did you see how Al Toon stretched out to make sure he got that first down? Al Toon can get open nearly every play that he's not double teamed. And the Jets, as Kenny O'Brien told us yesterday, they're going to try to get the ball more to Al. They're going to say, all right, this is your play, and we're coming to you first. Al, get open. And he's going to respond for it.
Yeah, one of the new things O'Brien said, just as Joe related it, on 3rd down especially, they say to one guy, usually Toon, get open. We're looking for you all the way. O'Brien stands in the pocket and delivers a pass complete to Blair Thomas. That's his 5th catch of the game, which is a career high for him and equaling the high in receptions for a Jet running back this season. Remember, Thomas only came into the game with 9 catches. He has 5 already today, as the Jet game plan was to get the ball to him more.
Well, number 54 on the right side of your screen, Jeff Herrod, the linebacker. He's not going to be fooled too often, folks. I mean, he's been taking some deeper drops, and Thomas has been afforded more running room. But that time, Herrod says, I'm going to play you tighter, buddy.
5 catches, 29 yards for Thomas. Burkett replaces Toon. Burkett wide to the right. Rob Moore wide to the left on 2nd and 9. Quick drop, and O'Brien hits his man, Mark Boyer, the tight end. Flag down as Boyer rambles close to the yardsticks. Wayne Bickett on the tackle.
I'll tell you, there was some collision out there. Rob Moore got nailed. I don't know which way this penalty will go, but there was a major collision with Rob Moore.
Defensive holding against Ron Meyer's Colts. Ron Meyer was talking about that 13-10 win over New England last week. He had told his team, if you lose this game, you'll be considered the worst in the NFL. They did manage to pull it out in the final 2 minutes. And he said there's no such thing as an ugly win.
We'll have to agree with that.
Holding. Defense, number 38. Penalty decline. First down.
Check this hit out, folks. This is what the penalty is on. First of all, there's a little swing, and then Dwayne Bickett, number 50, the linebacker of the Colts, gets in his way and takes him right off his feet.
Number 38, Eugene Daniel, guilty of the hold. Toon has returned for the Jets. They send Thomas in motion. Handoff to Johnny Hector. Hector with a gain of 2. Let's take a look now at our Xerox 10-minute ticker as we check the late games. Chicago and Denver still scoreless. Seattle and Minnesota now tied up. And Green Bay 7-0 on a Mikowski touchdown pass of 50-some yards to Sharp. Here at the Hoosier Dome, the Jets clinging to a 3-0 lead with 11:20 remaining in the second quarter. 2nd and 8 for the Jets with the ball at their own 41-yard line. O'Brien going deep, intended for his rookie receiver Rob Moore. And Moore with Chris Good running stride for stride. Keith Taylor there too. Drew a crowd. And O'Brien's pass just a little too long.
Just a little too long that time, even though the Colts were in pretty good shape. Kenny O'Brien's been a bit inconsistent these last 5 weeks. The Jets' whole offense has, actually. The poor play's been masked by a couple of victories in between over Houston and Dallas, but the offense has been pretty inconsistent so far, and it's spread around. Not only poor blocking up front, but O'Brien hasn't been as concise as he has been in the past.
The pass complete to Toon, who makes a catch in traffic. Good for a first down into Colt territory to the 48-yard line. Chris Good was on Toon, but Toon with those good soft hands able to make the catch.
Good soft hands on a really hot ball. Toon's right in the middle of the screen right now. He's going to turn to the inside. It's high. You see how he gets up there? Excellent timing between O'Brien and Toon coming open that time.
This Jet drive started on the New York 6-yard line. It's the 11th play of the drive coming up. 2 tight ends this time, Boyer and Dressel in there. And that's Boyer in motion. Blair Thomas squirts free to the 40-yard line, then thrown back by Keith Taylor and others. Good running by the rookie first-round draft choice that time. The young man that went to Penn State, was an All-American. The first Jet since one of your teammates, Emerson Boozer, to wear that number 32 New York jersey.
Number 58 right here is going to find out what kind of moves this young man Thomas has. Watch number 58. He gets squared up right here, and then whoop, hello, goodbye, see you later.
Thomas had been listed as one of the disappointing rookies of the season so far, and I think he was a little embarrassed by that. He said he really didn't think he'd been given a chance and had done pretty well. That time he stopped for a loss by Chip Banks, big number 51, who's playing well on defense for Indianapolis.
Chip Banks is doing a good job. Here he is, number 51. Now he flights through the block right now. Boyer has outside position all the way. There was nowhere for Thomas to run that time. Just good defense. Nice
play by Banks, who has had his personal problems. He was arrested 5 times in a 2-year period on drug-related or assault charges. But as we talked to him yesterday, he said he thinks he has his life straightened out. He gets a lot of support from counselors here in the Indianapolis area. He said the Ursays, the owner of the team, have given him a lot of support too, and he feels good about himself, about his personal life. O'Brien tried to hit more, tried to drill it in there, and good tight coverage by Alan Grant, the rookie out of Stanford, who was in the nickel package for Indianapolis.
Pretty good coverage by Grant. Pretty good pass by O'Brien. I mean, Moore gets his hands on this ball and nearly holds it. O'Brien didn't have the kind of time that he's been having so far, but that was a good defensive play by Grant, and I'm not too sure that Moore shouldn't have had that ball.
Prokop in for his first punt of the day. Mike Pryor, the fair catch specialist on punt returns, is in for the Colts, standing at his own 10. Prokop has put 15 inside the 20 this season.
He's leading the league in that department, right?
He is, and he tries to add to it here, and he will. Great coverage by the special teams of the Jets. Prokop hung it up there, and Chris Burkett got to the 5-yard line to make a catch. 38-yard punt, which backs the Colts up to their 5. Unitas troubled by a sore elbow in that Super Bowl. What do you think? Could they have beaten you?
I think that that's just what made Johnny great, that kind of attitude, man. He's one of the all-time greatest, and he believed it, and he knew he could always win a game. But I don't believe they would have won.
I didn't think so. The Hoosier Dome, 3-0 Jets with 8.5 minutes remaining in the first half of play. Eric Dickerson on that carry. Dickerson picked up 14 yards on his first rush of the game, but so far his next have totaled 4 yards, including a 1-yard gain on that last one. Albert Bentley has a bruised right shin. He limped from the field earlier, but is okay. Jeff George to pass from his end zone and sacked for a safety. Dennis Byrd, who leads the Jets in sacks, gets his second of the day and gets a safety for the New York Jets. Dennis Byrd in his second year out of Tulsa, the second-round draft choice, pouring through for the sack.
Oh, he fights through left guard Randy Dixon and just gets right in George's face. George, he is a rookie, but he should know that he can't get hung up back there in the end zone. Excellent defense by this young Jet squad.
The defense scores for the Jets, who up their lead to 5-0.
A good rush right here by Dennis Byrd, but you really can't fault this offensive guard, Randy Dixon. I'll show you why. Right now, George drops back, and here he sets. He should stay there. Step up into the pocket, you have good protection, but no, he floats outside and gets caught. I think you're going to have to attribute that to a rookie mistake.
And now Stark punts on the free kick, and it takes a giant jet bounce all the way back into Colt territory, and finally then out of bounds as a flag flies. It'll be the Jets football as that Stark punt.
Hey, you know, that's a free ball. Somebody better catch that thing.
Finally bounced out of bounds. That may have saved the Jets on the free kick.
Special teams coach Foge Fazio has got to be scratching his head. First, Stargell gets hit with the ball blocking someone in the end zone on a punt. This time, nobody even catches the ball. You can fair catch that thing, you know. Sure, there's Coach Fazio talking to his bunch right now. Get your heads together, fella. Catch the ball.
He doesn't look any too happy.
Of course not. That's an awful mistake, especially coming from professionals.
Howard Rowe will sort it out for us.
Blue, touch the ball. Got a first down this way.
Well, you see what happens. Blue touches the ball before any green does, and then it goes out of bounds. You see right here? So it was touched on the playing field, and they're going to give the ball to the Jets right here. Had he caught the ball, had the blue jersey caught that ball, it would have been theirs.
Chris Good was the blue jersey who almost had it. Getting back to that sack for the safety by Byrd. You know, he had a game-winning overtime safety against Kansas City in the preseason last year. The only time in the NFL that a safety has decided an overtime game. Brad Baxter carries for 3 or 4 yards to the Indianapolis 40-yard line.
Well, it wasn't just a few weeks back at Houston where the young defensive lineman Davis, I believe, got in there to sack Moon in the end zone and recover the fumble for the touchdown. These Jets have some quickness up at that defensive front. They're not heavy players, that's why they substitute so much, but that quickness causes some problems for the defense.
Jets with a second down play coming up, now leading 5-0. Clock shows 7:20 remaining in the first half. Two tight end formation here, Boyer and Gressel. Johnny Hector turns the corner and has run out of bounds close to the first down marker. They will mark it as a Jet first down inside the 35-yard line of the Colts, where he was forced out of bounds by Eugene Daniel.
Awful nice blocking for Hector to get around that corner that time. You know, running backs love to see their wide receivers block. And that last play, Rob Moore, you'll see on the left side of your screen, number 85, streaking in here right in. Come on, Rob, where are you, buddy? Well, anyway, Moore got in there to help Hector get outside that time. And these running backs love to see their wide receivers get downfield to help out in the running game.
As you mentioned, Hector's not running like a man who had his knee scoped in the first week of August. There's a pass complete. O'Brien to Moore, who shakes a tackler and scrambles for the first down. Good running by Rob Moore. Poor tackling by the Colts secondary.
Yeah, poor tackling is for sure, but Rob Moore going at 6'3", 205. This young man can go. I mean, he's tough to bring down. Top left of your screen, folks. He catches the ball with plenty of room, and then Chris Good will come in after Eugene Daniel. Both of them missed the tackle. They couldn't quite wrestle that big horse down that time.
Finally, Pryor got him out of bounds.
The blinds, they need blinds closed up on the top.
The blinds are open here at the Dome, they're saying. All kinds of hazards in the Hoosier Dome. And it gives us a chance to take a break with the Jets leading the Colts 5-0. We're not going to go. We're going to stay as play will resume now that they have the blinds closed, apparently. On the offensive line for the Jets, starting right tackle Brent Miller has injured his foot. He's out now, replaced by Dave Zawatson, 6'5", 287 in his second year out of California, a Plan B free agent from Chicago. Delayed handoff to Blair Thomas. Not much there for Thomas as he's thrown back for the middle of that Colt defense. With Big Sam Clancy down at the bottom of the stack. Sam Clancy, 76, the veteran, was an 11th round draft choice of Seattle way back in 1982, but still going strong. Played 3 years at Cleveland, 2 years in Seattle, 2 years in the USFL. The former basketball player didn't play football in college. He had 4 years of basketball at Pitt. In fact, averaged 16 points and 8 rebounds as a senior, and was a 3rd round draft pick of the Phoenix Suns in the NBA, and played on the '79 Pan Am team that won a gold medal in basketball. O'Brien completes it short. Blair Thomas dodging a couple of tacklers and diving inside the 10-yard line. Fred Young finally got him down to the turf, and Blair Thomas continues to add to his pass receiving totals, the best for a Jet running back this year, his 6th grab.
Pretty nice pass protection in there, and then the delivery to Thomas. Now, folks, you can't teach this kind of move. I mean, this is God-given ability. A lot of work goes into the second and third effort, developing that second and third effort as a style, but there's a lot of God-given ability, and Blair Thomas knows how to use it.
Jets continuing to dominate, though they only lead 5-0. They've run 31 plays to 12 for the Indianapolis Colts. And O'Brien having a good day, 11 of 14 through the air for 94 yards. First and goal from the 7. With blockers in front, Hector cuts up. There's a penalty marker down and another one as Hector was stopped at the line of scrimmage. Jeff Herrod came up in a hurry to stop Johnny Hector before he could cut up. With the officials, here's the call, and it'll be a hold against the Jets. Well, remember, Coslet's team had a touchdown nullified by an in the grass call.
A multiple foul on the offense, holding number 64 and holding number 32. Repeat, first down.
Thomas and Matic guilty of the multiple holds. And they'll step the ball back to the 17-yard line, where the Jets will have it with a first and goal.
Well, it's going to be interesting, Tom, to see how this offensive line of the Jets can continue to progress after losing Dave Cadigan. The continuity suffered a bit, and now Watson's in there for Miller, so I'm curious to see how this thing develops.
Rob Moore in motion, and O'Brien retreats to pass. Throws it out Next to the sideline to Altoon, who makes the catch and is out of bounds, ridden out by Eugene Daniel. And they'll spot the ball inside the 10-yard line at about the 7.
The left tackle on the top does a great job. Good pass protection for everyone, and they're really afraid of Toon. I mean, you've got to give this man some room. He's so fast and quick. You really don't believe how he can slide by you because of his size. Toon has great size. What is he, 6'4" or so, Tom?
6'4"?
6'4". You don't believe that big frame is as quick as it is.
Altoon, who is 4th leading receiver all time for the Jets, has over 390 receptions. Cutback move by Baxter takes him to the 4-yard line, covered there by Jeff Herrod, as the Jets, with the clock rolling to the 3:45 mark, trying to add to a 5-0 lead. It's been domination by the Jets, and of course nothing new for the Colts to be trailing at halftime. These Colts are slow to leave the starting gate. They have trailed at the first half intermission in 8 of their 9 previous games. Meyer trying to rally his defense. 4 wides for the Jets on 3rd and goal. O'Brien into the end zone, incomplete. Freeman Mcneal had his hands on it, but it was wrestled free, and the pass will go incomplete, bringing up 4th down. Give credit to Jeff Herrod on pass coverage there.
Sure, on the left side of your screen, but Freeman Mcneal, it's coming out and crossing the middle, is going to complain because he felt like he was interfered with, and you see that right hand of Herrod. It does get in there before the ball gets there. I think Freeman had a legitimate beat, Tom, and some pass interference.
Leahy has an earlier field goal from 32. This one will be a 21-yarder. Leahy, who's never been to the Pro Bowl in his 17 years in the NFL. Only Joe Ferguson is older, the backup quarterback of the Colts. And with this chip shot of 21 yards, Leahy has his 2nd 3-pointer of the day as the Jets up their lead to 8-0. Leahy with the kick, gathered in by Verdun at the 1-yard line. Verdun surrounded, tried to retreat to get some yardage and couldn't do it. Stopped inside the 15-yard line by John Booty. Well, he was shaking his booty all the way downfield to get Verdun inside the 15, and the Jets with an 8-0 lead. Celebrate good special teams play on Thanksgiving Day. And of course, coming up at halftime, Bob, Will, and O.J. will have all the scores and highlights. Swing pass to Bentley, who dodges one tackler and takes it to the 19-yard line, where he's covered by Kyle Clifton. There's Albert Bentley, who bruised his right shin earlier, limped off the field, but is back in the lineup for the Indianapolis Colts. There are Bob, Will, and O.J. not only talking about all the scores and highlights, but about O.J.'s upcoming trip to Saudi Arabia for a Thanksgiving Day report. 8-0 here. The Jets leading Indianapolis with 2.5 minutes remaining, and the Colts need to get some offense going. They have only 3 first downs here in the first half and only 29 yards of offense. Eric Dickerson tries to get something going, and he stopped at the 20-yard line. Give him a gain of 1 or 2. Marvin Washington was ready for Eric that time.
Well, the timing's off. Dickerson's timing is off. He doesn't have much room to run. There really aren't any holes there, and I've got to give credit to the Jet defense. Eric Dickerson says, hey, I know how to run. When I see the opposite color jersey in front of me, I'm going the other way. But he said, I just don't see any room.
Timeout on the field.
We've got the 2-minute warning with the Jets leading Indianapolis 8-0. We'll return to the Hoosier Dome in just a moment. We've been talking about Super Bowl III between the Colts and the Jets 21 years ago, and there's Weeb Eubank, who was coach of both teams at one time. Your old coach, Joe, for Super Bowl III, Weeb Eubank.
Remarkable man, had champions in both the NFL and the AFL. The only coach that will ever be able to claim that accomplishment.
Here today as guest of the Indianapolis Colts. George passes to a wide open Albert Bentley. Has an open field and is out of bounds at the 41-yard line. Eric McMillan forced him out, but the biggest gaining play of the day for the Indy offense. It covered 20 yards, almost doubling their offensive output of the first half.
Well, Marvin Washington gets fooled and lets George get outside. Of course, that was a brilliant call by the Colts, I believe, because no one expected Jeff George to run a naked bootleg without a blocker out in front of him. And that's just what that play was, a naked bootleg and a good completion to Bentley.
6 defensive backs for the Jets. 1:54 left in the first half. Dickerson hit behind the line, shakes one man, and finally is tripped up on a good tackle in the open field by Tony Stargell.
Timeout. Indianapolis. Charge team timeout.
So Indianapolis stops the clock. Well, it should have stopped it. It's still running. Now it does stop at 1:36. Indy timeout after Dickerson avoided a loss and got a couple of yards. We'll be right back. 5 seconds have been restored to the clock, and the Colts have it with a 2nd and 7. George steps up and delivers complete to Dickerson. Dickerson, with a rare pass reception, takes it for a first down before he's wrapped up by Kyle Clifton. Only the 7th catch of the season for Dickerson. Clock continues to roll. George has his offense up on the line. Again, he steps up and throws complete to Bentley. Bentley splits defenders and gets about 5 yards. Michael Mays trips him up. Joe Ferguson, the veteran, next to Ron Meyer, trying to get the offense uncranked. As we pointed out, Indianapolis has trailed at the half 8 of their 9 games. George going long, and the catch off the hand of Stanley Morgan and almost intercepted by Don Odegaard.
Well, George had a bad break. Odegaard got lucky that time. He was in pretty good shape, Odegaard was. Watch number 21, but you see, he doesn't play the ball quite as well as Stanley Morgan, and Stanley Morgan doesn't quite hold on to it. Have to give credit to Odegaard, though. He was with Morgan step for step. George could have gotten away with a big gainer that time.
There's Don Odegaard. His parents bought him a Jets wastebasket when he was in kindergarten, and he kept it all through his growing up stage. He took it with him at every stop, even when he got married. Then he was drafted by Cincinnati in the 6th round this year, and he threw it away. Little did he know he would be a free agent signed by the Jets shortly thereafter. George again for the end zone. Brooks, no, out of bounds. Brooks had beaten Curtis to the end zone, but by the time the ball got there, he couldn't stay inbounds.
Yeah, you know, Brooks got down there, but Curtis is really in pretty good shape here. He knows how much room on the playing field there is. He sees where the ball is. Now, that was almost a great catch by Brooks. You know, there's one basic thing you have to do as a quarterback when you're passing. That's keep the ball on the field, you know, in between the white lines. And that time, George stood a little too far out of bounds. It's 4th down, and the Colts appeared to be going for the first down.
47 seconds left, 4th and 6. The Colts will go for it with the ball on the 43 of the Jets. New York leads 8-0.
This is a big risk, Tom. Big risk.
And whistles blow before the play can get started. The play clock had ticked down to 0, so step off 5.
Delay of game, number 11. 5-yard penalty. Repeat, 4th down.
I'll tell you what, I don't believe they're going to go for it now. 4th and 11 or 10's too much to ask for. Because if you miss it, you're giving the Jets excellent field position with 3 timeouts left and plenty of time certainly to get in field goal position.
And the way Leahy is kicking, that's deadly. So Stark in the punting unit does come out. The boos in the Hoosier Dome, but Myers made the right decision here.
Oh, sure. The fans would love to see the Colts go for the first down here. Hey, I would too. It'd be exciting. You folks at home would love to see them go for it, but it doesn't make good football sense.
Mathis awaits the Stark punt. Another good punt by Ron Stark. Mathis, fair catch at the 10. 39 seconds left. That was a 38-yard Stark punt. And Ron Meyer and his Colts have led this season only 23 of 540 minutes played coming into today's game. This Thanksgiving will be a special one for all Americans, and especially those who have family members stationed in the Persian Gulf. And in cooperation with AT&T, NBC Sports is proud to reunite some of our service men and women and their families throughout our day's coverage of the NFL. It starts with NFL Live when O.J. Simpson visits with the U.S. troops serving our country in the Middle East. So we invite you to join us, as well as our soldiers, to watch the Denver Broncos and the Detroit Lions on what will be a very special Thanksgiving Day.
Knowing O.J. and those fellas over there, their spirits certainly will be lifted to see the juice. He picks up everybody's spirit.
You made some trips to visit our servicemen back in your playing days, didn't you? As McNeal makes a carry across the left side for a couple of yards.
Yes, I went on a USO tour back at '69, touring the hospitals, and Tell you, it was tougher on those guys over there. I think the Jets will just let this clock run out, Tom. They certainly should, and be happy to take an 8-0 lead. The Jets really should be up by more than 8 points, and I don't think Hoslett's going to be happy. Conversely, I think Ron Meyer should be thrilled to be only down by 8 points.
And of course, the Colts, trailing last week at New England, did manage to come from behind to pull out the victory with just over 2 minutes left. Bruce Coslett and the Jets try to pick up a win on the road, jogging off the field, and they'll go to the locker room with that 8-0 halftime lead. 2 Leahy field goals plus a safety on a sack by Dennis Byrd. The margin here in the first half, 8-0. New York leading Indianapolis at the Hoosier Dome. Now for
Browns head coach Jim.
The pass complete to Blair Thomas, who turns it into a 10, 11, 12-yard gain. Blair Thomas with some nice running after making his 7th reception. Chip Banks had to scramble to make the tackle.
Yes, once again, these linebackers are dropping back fairly deep, and Ken O'Brien's going to wear him out throwing this pass. You see Fred Young, 56, he was dropping back a little bit deeper than he should have been, actually. Hey, if I see 32 coming out of that backfield after he's already caught 6 passes, I'm going to clamp on him. I'm not going to keep dropping deeper.
That's an adjustment the Colts have to make, and so far on the first play of the second half, they weren't ready for it. O'Brien steps up, hits Thomas again. Thomas shakes a man. He's into Colt territory, still on his feet, and finally down at the 37-yard line. 28-yard pass, catch, and run by Blair Thomas, finally sandwiched to the turf by Daniel and Taylor.
On the left side of the screen, Blair Thomas gets out. Once again, excellent pass protection right there for Ken O'Brien. Now he fires, and Fred Young just can't handle him. Watch Chris Burkett, number 87, throw a block right there on Pryor that enables Thomas to gain some more yardage. Mentioned earlier, these wide receivers for the Jets are blocking for Thomas and those running backs downfield.
82 yards in pass receptions for Blair Thomas. He's got the Jets in Colt territory with a first down at the 37. Draw play to Baxter. Not much there. Stopped behind the line of scrimmage by Tony Saragusa, number 98, the rookie from Pitt, nearly 300 pounds, who got the penetration. Saragusa was also a punter and kicker in high school and was state champion in wrestling in the state of New Jersey, and wrestled Baxter down for a loss on the play that time.
Well, that's what the Colts and Saragusa need to do. Stop the Jets on first down. The Jets threw a couple of passes there on first downs earlier. Now they decided to run, and the Colts stopped them. This is where the Jets ran into trouble last week against Miami. In fact, the entire season. When they get into a must-pass situation, not to say that this is one, but it's close to it, they can't block very well.
Let's see what happens then on 2nd and 13. It is a pass, and here come the Colts. O'Brien hit, but still got the pass away. Caught by Toon inside the 20, spins down close to the 10-yard line. Mike Pryor had him wrapped up. O'Brien, though, took a vicious hit by John Hand, I believe, as he released the football. Still got rid of it to Toon for 28 yards.
Now, this is what I'm saying. When the Jets have to pass, they don't block as well as they should. Perfect throw by O'Brien to Toon, and then Toon just uses that size and quickness. I like the way he holds on to the ball, too. Watch. They'll be reaching for that thing. It's a good thing he didn't get it ripped out. He does a good job. Watch this hit. Boom. Right in the back over there from the backside by big John Hand. That's 310 pounds, folks, without equipment on.
And O'Brien's out of the game. Tony Eason is in. Eason now at quarterback. Here's the handoff to Baxter. Baxter to the 10-yard line. Jeff Herrod on the tackle for the Colts. So the hit by John Hand on Ken O'Brien has sent him out of the game for one play, as O'Brien now trots back onto the field.
Well, just as we mentioned, when the Jets get caught in must-pass situations, their blocking hasn't been nearly as good as it is when they're thrown on first down. Looks like we have an injury down in the field of one of the Colts, Saragusa.
It is Saragusa, the nose tackle of the Colts. Maybe got poked in the eye as he comes to the sideline. He's the young man that had all those weird pets, snakes and stuff at Pitt. There was a story in Sports Illustrated about he and his roommate, Burt Grossman. He's a different sort of character, they tell us.
Pet snakes, huh, in the dorm, huh?
Ken O'Brien back at the controls. He's hit all 3 of his passes for 71 yards in this drive. He's going to try another one, and it's an almost complete drop at the last minute by Freeman Mcneal in the flat. Daniel was covering him, but Mcneal should have caught that one.
Sure, he should have caught it. but it was thrown behind him a bit. I thought Mcneal took his eye off the ball, left side of the screen. He might just peek a little bit over here at McDaniel. You see the ball's behind him a bit. No excuse for missing the pass. I mean, he should have it. It should be 3rd and 2 or 3 because he wasn't going to go anywhere after he caught it.
Toon, Burkett, Moore, and Mathis, 4 wide receivers for the Jets, facing the Indianapolis nickel, 5 defensive backs. It's 3rd and 8. Ball at the 10-yard line of the Colts. And O'Brien's pass, I think that play was whistled dead before it got underway. Burkett made a diving catch, but the whistle sounding just as the ball was snapped would nullify that play.
Well, the right tackle, Watson, that's replacing Brent Miller, seemed to move before.
Prior to the snap, false start, number 63 offense. 5-yard penalty. Repeat 3rd down.
So Dave Zawatson, who has played every position on the offensive line, in a tackle for Miller, guilty of the false start.
Well, it's the top of the screen. There you see time moves. He leans back just before the snap of the ball, and that's a no-no.
Now 3rd and 13 for the Jets from the 15 of the Colts. New York leading 8-0. This is their first possession of the second half. They've got their high 5 wide receivers, 4 of them to the right. Flags are down, and that play will be blown dead. As Moore made the catch, it won't count. There was that high 5 formation, 5 wide receivers.
We know every time that the Jets have used that formation.
False start, number 63 offense. 5-yard penalty. Repeat 3rd down.
Ooh, 2 in a row for Zawatson.
Coach Coslet told us that every time they've used that formation, they've had a receiver, but they've had breakdowns in other areas. So he likes the formation. He says you have to have a new wrinkle. Here it is right here. You have to give the defense something else to work on each week. Little confusion in the Colt defense. Rob Moore was open, but the play is called back.
3rd and 18 now for the New York Jets. They've got 4 wides in there now. O'Brien from the shotgun hands it off in the draw play to Mcneal. Freeman Mcneal with a nice piece of running. Stops short of the 10-yard line. It'll be 4th down, and Leahy will come on for his 3rd field goal attempt of the day.
Well, I know a lot of people didn't like that call in that situation, but the Colts certainly were playing a zone defense back there. They had the end line to protect them. It's been mighty difficult to fit a pass in between that coverage and get a touchdown because the Jets would have needed quite a bit of yardage to get a 1st down to the 3. So I think that was a smart call.
Leahy's been perfect today. This one will be a 29-yard attempt. Eason is the holder. And no problem for Pat Leahy as he boots it through the uprights for his 3rd field goal of the afternoon. Jets score on their first possession of the second half to go up 11-0.
Prestone Advanced Formula Antifreeze and STP gas treatment.
Clarence Verdun takes Leahy's kick in the end zone and brings it out at full speed. He's got some open spaces, and he's tripped up just across the 30 to the 34-yard line. Penalty markers down. John Galvin tripped up Verdun, who got up a head of steam out of the end zone and is streaking upfield. That good return, though, as you see, will be nullified by a Colt penalty.
Holding, number 58 on the receiving team. 10-yard penalty. 1st down.
Matt Vanderbeek, reserve linebacker, guilty of the hold on the special teams kickoff return. Here's explaining what happened.
Tell you
I
what
don't think
happened.
anybody's buying it.
I'll tell you what happened. They just lost about 30 yards of return because they're going to have to start from their 9-yard line. Here's an example of where they've had to start. Now, you have to give credit to Prokoff, the punter, Leahy, the kicker, and the coverage teams. But this last play, Verdun had a nice return. Well, it's called back because of the holding penalty, and George is starting again with his own goal line right at his back.
3 wides to the right. Bentley's the only setback. George fires a bullet to Brooks, who makes the catch. He's got running room to midfield, into Jet territory and out of bounds around the 42-yard line. James Hasty caught up and got him out of bounds, but that's a 50-yard completion. George to Brooks. That's the combo that hooked up for the winning touchdown a week ago against New England.
Brooks runs his post pattern. George stands strong and tall in the pocket. Watch Jeff George stand strong, get gathered back there, and delivers a strike. I believe it was to Brooks, who makes a nice catch. And he gets run down by Hasty. That's one thing these wide receivers of the Colts are lacking. It's that breakaway speed. But what a big gainer.
Same formation, 4 wides, 3 set to the right. Brooks is in the slot. Instead, it'll be Bentley on a run. Around the left side, cuts up to the 35-yard line. Tackled there by John Booty. So the Colt offense suddenly with a heartbeat. Let's check the Hertz 10-minute ticker now. There are the early games, all finals. Joe Montana with a couple of touchdown passes. Troy Aikman has 3 as the Cowboys lead. And Phoenix has closed within a field goal of Green Bay at halftime. 11-0 Jets here with 9 minutes left in the third quarter. Colts with their best offensive production of the day. George on a screen, threw it in traffic, a dangerous pass. Bentley was the intended receiver, but instead of having a convoy of blockers out there, there were a lot of white jerseys of the Jets. And James Hasty almost had a shot at the football.
Yes, Hasty, had he seen the ball a little faster, he would have been able to dive, leave his feet, and possibly get it. The pressure was applied on the last play by Gerald Nichols, and George really just happens over. Number 77 right here, he's putting the pressure on George, and George just happens to overthrow it a bit. And Hasty, I don't think Hasty really saw that ball until late.
Colts with a 3rd and 4. They've converted only 1 of 4 third downs today. 6 defensive backs for the Jets. George lost it, intended for Morgan, and it's out of bounds. Stargell came down with the football, but was out of bounds, no interception. The rookie Tony Stargell has seen a lot of action this year. He had a confidence losing streak toward the middle of the season, but as everybody picked on him, but Coslett says he's got it back a little bit.
Coslett said the bounce is back in his walk. You know, he's bopping around a little bit. He's getting some confidence back. Just excellent coverage. It's a shame that they weren't on the field once again, because that would have been a grand interception for Stargell, jumping up high and getting the ball. Now Biasucci's going to try one from, what do we have here, 52 yards, 53 yards?
52 yards, Joe. A 52-yarder by Biasucci, who hit one from 54 with the wind against New England. And this one looks good, but it just is offline. He had the distance, but just off target on the 52-yarder. So Biasucci misses on a long field goal attempt, and Coslett's Jets continue to pitch the shutout.
Oh, 5 more minutes. It's our anniversary. Let's call in sick.
Can't.
Oh, 10 years deserves something.
True.
Haven't I made you coffee for 10 years?
Haven't I had to drink it? Now, come on.
Why?
Show your friends this. Happy anniversary.
Oh, it's beautiful.
The Diamond Anniversary Band. This year. Tell her you'd marry her all over again.
Okay, I'll show him. Tomorrow.
He stirs in the land of dawning. He stirs now in the age of wandering. Now on the trail of beauty, he stirs.
The new Navajo from Mazda. It just feels right.
Why don't we have as much quiet here as we had on the greens?
Okay. Come on, the ball, and they have no reaction.
No, the way you shoot these ducks are gonna have to wear helmets.
No, you just need happiness to enjoy life. Very deep, Darnell. Very deep.
Levi's 100% cotton Dockers. If they're not Dockers, they're just pants.
I look like my mom, but I act like my dad, which is...
Well, be careful. I feel bad for your mom.
Thursday, O.J. Simpson visits live with U.S. servicemen and women serving our country in the Persian Gulf. Then it's the Broncos and the Lions, a special Thanksgiving on NBC.
There's Harvey Armstrong right there, the nose tackle of the Colts, who's injured right now, and Saragusa's taking his place. Now, Harvey Armstrong's got a little bit more quickness in there at the nose tackle position, but Saragusa's trying to fill in.
Blair Thomas lost a shoe, but held on to the football as Dwayne Bickett wraps him to the turf.
And Saragusa made that first hit, I might add. That was a pretty good lick to knock the shoe off, possibly.
When you knock a man out of his shoes, you have delivered a blow.
Well, actually, Let's take another look at it. Number 98, right on Jim Sweeney, to the left of your screen, right here, delivers a pretty good lick. But he forgets to wrap his arms around the elusive running back, and Thomas is able to get another yard back.
Well, it wasn't Thomas that lost his shoe, was it? It was Johnny Hector maybe that lost his shoe. I saw one flying. O'Brien, play action, rolls to his right, and spots Dressel, his tight end, into Colt territory to the 46-yard line. Knocked out of bounds there by Keith Taylor. Chris Dressel, the backup tight end, with his 4th reception of the season. It goes for 17 yards and a Jet first down.
Oh, nice offensive change of pace by the Jets, faking that ball to Baxter. Then O'Brien rolling out to hit the seldom used Dressel, who is a pretty good receiver, I might add. I like the play call by Costless Bunch that time, and obviously Dressel felt pretty good about it.
Here's Chris Dressel, who caught 44 passes from John Elway as a senior at Stanford. First down for the Jets in Colt territory. Indianapolis 46. O'Brien's had a productive day through the air. He adds to that total as he hits Rob Moore for another first down. Chris Good wrestles Moore to the turf, but too late. They picked up 17 yards and another first down, and O'Brien has broken out of that 5-game slump in a big way through the air today.
Well, O'Brien is sharp. You look at this pass protection up front. Right now, the Jets have a rookie, number 67, Dwayne White, playing guard, and Brent Miller's back in at right tackle. But look, they kept the Colts out of O'Brien's face. When you give Ken O'Brien that much room to throw, he is one of the most accurate passers in the league.
And the Colts for the season giving up over 60% completions. So O'Brien licking his chops today. Freeman Mcneal makes a nice cutback and dives close to the 21-yard line. Jeff Herrod and Eugene Daniel made sure he didn't get any more.
Say, Freeman Mcneal has made some comeback from that tragic block last year. He emotionally was down in the dumps. He had the bad ankle, the injuries to overcome. His ball players, his teammates have said that he's made such a great comeback that they have nominated him for that block award that designates a player that's overcome the most difficulties and injury.
The Ed Block Courage Award. Freeman Mcneal, the Jets winner. O'Brien, plenty of time. Safety valve to Boyer, who dropped it.
Oh, Boyer just hates that. You know, he spent 4 years here, and I talked to him before the game, asked him if there were any kind of special feelings coming back here and playing. He said, well, I want to try and concentrate on the game and not make it like it's a special deal, but sure, it's special. Heck, I used to hang out with Dwayne Bickett, he said. Here I am going across the line of scrimmage from Bickett now.
Bickett was his former college teammate at USC. Fumble by O'Brien. I think he got it back. Bad exchange from center between O'Brien and Jim Sweeney. And it means that Pat Leahy will once again return to the playing field for a field goal attempt.
Well, I never saw the ball hit O'Brien's hands that time. But, you know, this exchange from center to quarterback, folks, should be nearly automatic. You know, Mother Nature can make things nasty with the rain and all, but they shouldn't have a fumbled snap.
Well, the Jets have gotten points, but no touchdowns today, as Pat Leahy is on to attempt his 4th field goal. He hit the first 3. This one will be from 40 yards. And it, too, is good. Pat Leahy with 4 field goals, and the Jets have increased their lead now over the Colts to 14-0.
Few race cars are lucky enough to even see the finish line. The rotary-powered Mazda RX-7 has won more races than any other car in IMSA history. The Mazda RX-7.
Some people see shaving as something you do for 3 minutes a day. At Braun, we see it as something you do for a lifetime, and we think you should make the best of it. The Braun Shaver, with its 3 shaving positions. Designed for those who choose to make a virtue out of necessity. Braun, the world's #1 selling foil shaver.
There's a new pet.
Chia.
Chia Pet, the pottery that grows. It's fun and easy. Soak your chia, spread the seeds, keep it watered, and watch it grow. And now grow a whole collection of fun with Chia teddy bears, puppies, kittens, rams, bulls. There's even a chia tree to keep your pets company. Chia Pets and Trees, the pottery that grows.
Chia Pets and Chia Trees are available at Walgreens, Eckerd, Woolworth, and McCrory stores. Makes a great gift.
The New York Jets beating the then Baltimore Colts in Super Bowl III. The Baltimore Colts, Don Shula.
I would have to say that certainly because of what happened after the loss, that this had to be my toughest loss. I mean, it would have been a great win, and I'm sure the continuation of this relationship that I had with Carroll Rosenblum. As it turned out, it destroyed that relationship and really changed my life.
Clarence Verdun to the 25 as he returns Leahy's kick. And a flag down, is there? Yes, there is, as Verdun hit out of bounds. Travis Curtis was the man that forced him out, and then Troy Johnson with an extra hit. Well, Don Shula was coach of the Baltimore Colts, and Joe, he said that loss to your Jets changed his life. We'll wait for the call.
Kicking team, personal foul, unnecessary roughness, number 95, 15-yard penalty, first down.
It was Johnson. And here you see the hit out of bounds. There it is, way out of the white sideline zone. How's your relationship with Don Shula been since that Super Bowl III?
It's always been good. He's a class man, a great coach, and I know things changed for him, but the people in Miami, Florida are certainly happy that things did change for him. These Colts, for the Colt fans, had they retained Don Shula, would have won a few more championships certainly than they have.
4 wide receivers on first down for the Colts, 3 of them set to the left against the nickel package of the Jets. And George throws it between 2 people. They want an interference call as Hector was tripped up, but no flags are down. Let's check the late scores on our ticker. Our Hertz 10-minute ticker shows us the 49ers, like the Giants, will be unbeaten after today.
I'm surprised that Denver-Chicago score in the third quarter.
It's been a battle of field goals. 2 touchdown passes each for Craig and Gannon in that Minnesota-Seattle game. And Rosenbaugh with a touchdown pass pulled Phoenix within 3. Best starting position yet for the Colts on a drive today as they start from their own 42. And Clifton of the Jets has asked for a timeout, something not right with his defense, and it cost New York a timeout. Pete Carroll not happy about it.
No, he's not. He's getting his whole defensive group over there to the sidelines to talk things over with them. And Clifton sensed something was wrong. He's the heads-up player in this bunch. Not only the heads-up player for the linebacker of the defensing team, calling the coverages and all, but he's also the best tackler out there.
I think they only had 10 men out on the defense. There you see Kyle Clifton just to the right and behind Pete Carroll, the soft-spoken 7-year veteran out of TCU. We talked to him yesterday, and he was very modest. He has 125 tackles, 60 more than the second-place man. He also leads in interceptions with 3, and as we asked him why was he performing so well, he said, oh, it's the defensive scheme. That's the way I'm supposed to perform as middle linebacker in the 4-3, and they keep the guards off me. I don't have to fight the big offensive linemen, and they just funnel them toward me. Well, that may be part of it, but you can bet that Kyle Clifton is playing his best football ever, and he is one of the best linebackers in the NFL.
Sure, he does give credit to Mercereau, his tackle that lines up in front of him, as well as Dennis Byrd and Nichols, and keeping those guards off Clifton, but he still has to get on the football and make the tackle, and he's been doing a whale of a job this season.
He's had 7 games, Joe, where he's been in double digits in tackles, and had an incredible game in a losing cause against the Chargers. He made 22 tackles.
And he's also tied for 3rd in the AFC with interceptions. He has 3 of those.
Comes off a 14 tackle performance a week ago against the Dolphins. Kyle Clifton, the defensive captain of the Jets. He's used to those triple-digit tackle performances. You know, when he was a senior at TCU, he set the Horned Frog record and led the Southwest Conference. He had 189 in 11 games that season.
Said he feels like he's been playing against Eric Dickerson his whole life, you know, and that's not good.
He knew Dickerson from their college days in the Southwest Conference, and said last year Dickerson even accused him of a cheap shot. He said it wasn't him, it was Alex Gordon that hit him in the end zone late. Bentley and Dickerson, the running backs here for the Colts now on 2nd and 10. And the give will be to Eric Dickerson. Shakes one tackler and makes a pretty nice run out of it. Dickerson with his second best run of the day. He had 14 on his first carry. Eric McMillan came up from the free safety to get the tackle, and we're talking about Kyle Clifton. Watch his eyes.
Oh, he's checking things out. He's looking through the quarterback to the running backs, through the quarterback to the backs. Now he sees what's happening, uses those hands and those arms to play off the defenders, and then you see all the stops and starts a linebacker has to make, the lateral movement he needs.
Finally got a piece of the tackle of his old adversary, Dickerson. Third down play, 3rd and 4. Good protection for George. Sidearms it complete to his tight end, Beach. And Beach dives for a first down inside the 40 of the Jets. Clifton gets back there to cover him at that point. Pat Beach with a clutch 3rd down reception to keep the Colt drive going.
Well, right here, well, you can't see much from here. Let's just keep it going now. George is going to try and hit Dickerson out of the backfield, or Bentley coming from left to right. But on the left side of the screen, you see Bentley has double team. So George smartly goes over to Pat Beach for the big gainer. You got to give credit to George that time for coming off that first receiver.
So the rookie with a good read that time to give the Colts a first down. This is Bentley in motion. The pitch to Dickerson. Trying to get a block. Dickerson cuts up and gets a couple of yards. Zefros Moss was out leading the interference, but Gerald Nichols got penetration, and after a cutback, the typical Dickerson cutback move held him to a gain of only 2 or 3 yards.
His Colt offense, if they can get anything going to fire up the defense, they've got a shot. Here you see Clifton again flowing with the running back, and wow, what a block. You know, Bentley comes from the outside in to hit Clifton in the midsection. There's so much action going on with those linebackers. Woo!
They have to sift through all of it to figure out where the offensive play is going. Dickerson, the only setback is Bentley goes in motion. George backpedals, throws it in there, and it's picked off. Intercepted by the Jets. Eric McMillan has the interception, tries to lateral the ball, and the Colts got it back. Jeff George right in the middle of things to recover the fumble, and the Colts retain possession. An ill-advised attempted lateral by Eric McMillan after he had picked off his 3rd pass of the year, and the Colts will get the ball back.
Well, you called it, Tom. It was ill-advised. First of all, James Hasty does a good job at the cornerback position to force this interception right there. You got to give credit to Hasty. Now McMillan wishes he could take this back. Very, very poor play.
And what about the moxie of Jeff George, the quarterback, getting in there to try to get a piece of the tackle and coming up with the football?
Well, that's just a good play, lucky play for the Colts. A good play by James Hasty, negated by McMillan's eagerness to get more than just possession of the ball.
Coslett sort of resigned on the sideline, and he said that's been some problem this year, inconsistency. He says the offense has certainly been more inconsistent than the defense, but plays like this have hurt the Jets.
Well, he's just got a little carried away there, and Jeff George happens to be in the right place at the right time.
Well, they must be reviewing it. I don't know what they're reviewing. It's clearly an attempted lateral that is fumbled.
Yep, let's see. Does
his knee down before he tossed the football?
Hey, even if it was, he deserves a fumble. It was a bad play. I don't care if his knee was down or not.
Well, those would be the first 2 turnovers of the game, the interception and the resulting fumble. Well, you can't see if the ball is loose before his knee is down from that angle.
I don't think he has possession of the ball by the time his knee hits.
After further review, the play stands. First down.
So turnover number 1 in the game is followed by turnover number 2, and the net result is the Colts have the ball but back up field, and they'll spot it at the 43-yard line of the Jets. Ron Meyer, some say he kept his job with the win against New England. There's the instant replay. 40 reversals out of 279 calls.
Gee, that must mean it's great officiating.
No comment.
I noticed there was no comment.
George goes for the end zone. Hector, touchdown. Jesse Hector on the deflected ball. James Hasty appeared to get a hand on it. Hector gathered it into the end zone, and the Colts are finally on the scoreboard. A 43-yard touchdown pass.
Those are the kind of plays you want your wide receivers to make. It was excellent coverage by James Hasty for the Jets on the right side of your screen. We'll see Hasty in good position. The ball is going to bounce up into the air after it hits the two players. Hasty nearly catches it. Now watch. Hector, one hand, grabs it into the inside and gets the touchdown. Excellent play by Hector, who was out of football just a couple of years ago.
That's right, and has come back there with his 3rd touchdown catch of the season.
After further review, play stands as called on the field. Touchdown.
Well, I don't know why they'd really review this one. Looks like touchdown all the way.
And you can count it. Jesse Hector, his 3rd scoring reception of the season. He had 10 touchdowns in 3 years with the LA Raiders. Biasucci for the extra point. Stark is the holder. And the Colts finally showing some offensive spark, have cut the lead to 7. It's the Jets 14, Indianapolis 7, with 2:43 remaining in the 3rd quarter at the Hoosier Dome. Is that a helmet or goat horns on the head of Eric McMillan, who gets some encouragement from Pete Carroll? McMillan, after an interception, tried to lateral the ball, fumbled. The Colts got it back, and George hits the touchdown pass to Jesse Hector to pull the Colts within 7. Kickoff taken short by Mathis. Terrence Mathis ridden down short of the 15-yard line. And the Colts now showing some fire after the offense finally gets uncranked.
Well, now this is where the Jets have got to be careful offensively, Tom. They don't want to have a bad 1st down play. The Colts want to try to stuff the Jets at the line. I'd look for a play-action pass to be successful here. There's the drive. One play, 43 yards, and a brilliant catch by Jesse Hector.
Well, the Jets have faltered in the 2nd half all season long, and as we told you earlier, the Colts have been dismal in the 1st half. So far, things true to form here with 2:34 left in the 3rd quarter. O'Brien has had success through the air, and he's going all the way downfield. It'll be way over the head of the intended receiver. Mike Pryor of the Colts was the closest man to it. Rob Moore, the intended receiver, streaking down the sideline. Talked about the strength of the arm of Jeff George. I'm telling you what, O'Brien sailed that one a good 60 yards.
O'Brien can throw. I mean, he can pass. He's one of the better passers in the league given the time. Right now he goes to the right side, and he's hoping that Rob Moore will come up with this because there's good coverage. The ball should be farther outside. Wasn't really close to Moore. It's not how far you can throw the ball. It's how accurately you can throw the ball more times than not.
O'Brien has been accurate today, missing only 6 passes. On the ground, nice cut back there by Blair Thomas. And Thomas gets about 7 yards before he's covered by Dwayne Bickett. There's Bickett, number 50, the Pro Bowl performer in 1987 and leading tackler 87, 88, and again in 1990. Late games in progress.
Oh, Phoenix has moved out in front of Green Bay.
14-10 over the Packers in Tempe. Nickel defense this time for the Indianapolis Colts. 3rd down for the Jets, who have 4 wide receivers. O'Brien complete for the 1st down. Terrence Mathis makes the catch in traffic. Michael Ball immediately takes him down, but it's enough for a 1st down, and Kozlitz's team continues to keep the drive going. Terrence Mathis makes the catch, the rookie out of New Mexico, his 14th of the season.
Good pass protection, just a short hook pattern right there. Mathis gets his head around before ball hits him, and the ball hits him first, the one he catches, and then the ball hit him second to tackle him.
There are the numbers on Mathis coming in. 1st down for the Jets. Thomas, the only running back with 2 tight ends in there. Thomas on the handoff, hit and dropped hard. Jeff Herrod came with a rush and smacked Thomas shortly after he had the handoff. He did fall forward for a couple of yards.
Byrd, the second leading tackler on this team, is just in the action all over the place. Had a big game last week, and here with a jarring tackle on Thomas. Tough linebacker out of Mississippi, our producer's alma mater, I might add.
Terry Ewert, an Ole Miss grad. 2nd and 8 for the Jets. Time remaining, third quarter. Play action fake. O'Brien on the roll, gets a good block. That pass is ruled. Still no ruling. Now out of bounds.
Oh, it's taken him a while. I tell you, this is questionable. I tell you why, Tom. Toon could have been in bounds when he caught that ball. He might be forced out. Let's take a look here. This is a lot clearer for us. Now, Toon is catching that ball with both feet in bounds. How can they not call that a complete pass unless he didn't have control of the ball? And it looked like he caught it to me.
Did he dot the I with that second foot to get it down?
Boy, hey, if he didn't, he was forced out by the defense,
right,
which he should get to catch.
Right. And they are reviewing that play.
They should review that play. Check it again, folks. If he can get both feet down in bounds but is forced out by the defender, then he gets credit for the catch. It appears to me that he had them both down.
Had them both down no matter what, looked like. And it will be enough for a Jet first down. So a crucial. There's Bruce Costas right here, both of them down. The official waited a long time before he made any call. And now up in the replay booth, Royal Cathcart's having a look at it.
Oh, the folks back in New York had a couple of waits last week. One real long wait they had on that interception, then fumble. Let's take a look at it again. Does Toon catch the ball? Does he have possession? Both feet in bounds. Both feet could be in bounds if he's not forced out, and he is forced out. That should be a completed pass.
You mentioned last week against the Dolphins when Tim McKyer had a deflected interception, was coming upfield on the sideline, fumbled the ball, clearly a fumble, but an inadvertent whistle cost the Jets a reversal on replay. There's Royal Cathcart bending in to take a close look at the Al Toon catch or non-catch.
Well, you know what? They might be able to come up with an inconclusive kind of thing. Did Toon actually have possession of that ball? Toon's reaction tells you what he thinks about it. I mean, he caught it. He was in. That's how he feels about it.
Al Toon, who has had 16 career 100-yard receiving games, 3-time Pro Bowl performer, and despite a lot of injuries, the #1 receiver last year for these Jets.
What may be inconclusive is, does Toon have possession of this football? Does he have possession of it? There's no doubt that both feet can come in and he's forced out. So the only issue I see possible is they have to be trying to figure out if he in fact has possession of that ball, because both feet are in bounds and he's forced out of bounds anyway. It's tougher than I think it is for some reason. Well, I don't know.
Kozlin appears to have a pretty good attitude about it with a big smile on his face. He was upset last week, of course.
We've got a reversal. Ball rule complete. And then out of bounds, first down.
Well, on the other side, Ron Meyer doesn't like it, but it appeared to be the correct call, Joe.
It did appear to be the correct call, certainly. We'll look at it one more time. Toon certainly appears to have the ball, and he's going to come down in bounds. His left foot hits, his right foot comes down, then he gets pushed out of bounds. And it was the defensive player knocking Toon out of bounds that made it look like he wasn't in. You know what I mean? The defensive guy knocks you out, you get credit for the catch.
And there was some indecision on the field because there was a good delay of 2 or 3 seconds before any call was made, and the replay booth reverses it, and the Jets have a first down. Just 22 seconds left in the third quarter. The Jets with a first down, leading 14-7. It's a 14-yard difference and a first down for the Jets on that reversal by replay. Now they're trying to spot the ball. They may need to get some help from upstairs on that as well. And while we wait for the spot, we'll tell you this telecast presented by authority of the National Football League and intended for the private use of our audience. Any rebroadcast or other use of the telecast without the express written consent of the Indianapolis Colts and the National Football League is prohibited. This game is the property of the National Football League, the Indianapolis Colts and New York Jets, all rights reserved. Well, Kozlin knew right where it was. Did you see him pointing? Why don't they ask him?
Sure.
Hey, right there, he says. Hey, right there.
This is making the officials look awful bad. It doesn't have to be this tough, but these guys are under such scrutiny with these replays that they have to be very careful. Let's see, folks. Maybe all of us can tell where he should spot the ball. Right there at, well, it's in between 2-yard stripes farther than that one.
About 5 yards. About 5 yards beyond the first down marker, it appeared to be. Now they're having some communication problems, and so Howard Rowe comes over to use the telephone on the sideline upstairs.
This is what really kills the interest in instant replay. Something that should have been settled a good while ago. It wasn't settled, and it's just dragged on. It's frustrating.
We've got a reversal. Ball rule complete. Down is first down, 42-yard line.
First down, Coslett and the Jets at their own 42-yard line. 22 seconds left in the third quarter. New York up on Indianapolis 14-7.
Well, he was shortchanged about a half a yard.
Blair Thomas only a yard or two as the clock continues to tick away in the third quarter. The Jets have not scored a touchdown but have a 7-point lead. And as we come to the end of the third quarter, it'll go into the books as the Jets 14 and the Indianapolis Colts 7. We'll be back to the Hoosier Dome after these messages from your local station.
Spend a wild Thanksgiving with Mary Tyler Moore, Tony Curtis, and Joe Bologna. The outrageous world premiere. Thanksgiving Day on NBC Monday.
World-class values await you at the final clearance of brand new 1990 Mazdas at Corey's Northgate Ford Mazda. With discounts up to $3,500 on your favorite models, you can't afford not to stop in. The popular Mazda 626 four-door family sedan is a world-class car backed by Corey's world-class service. And the 3-year, 50,000-mile bumper-to-bumper warranty is the best in the business.
Corey's Northgate Ford and Mazda, when you're ready for world-class.
Legend has it that Hamilton Carhart was attacked by a big old grizzly back in '89. Lucky for him, he was wearing his Carhartt overalls. Those sharp old bear claws couldn't penetrate that Carhartt material. Now, Hamilton was always bragging about how tough his Carhartts were. And if you asked me, I expect he provoked that bear just to prove it.
Available at these Carhartt retailers.
Just like other breweries, Old Vienna has decided to look for the perfect dog to promote its beer.
Next.
3 lassies.
Cut. Conflict.
No way.
Call these dogs?
This is a beer, not a perfume. Old Vienna, great beer, no dog. Just say OV.
Oldley's Heroes, starting Monday on News Team 40 at 6.
Jets offense over on the side of the field, huddling up there, getting this play call as they come back to start the fourth quarter with a 14-7 lead. Communication, that's a big thing with the Jets, both offensively and defensively. And, Joe, something the Colts are sometimes a little lacking.
Well, they certainly are, especially offensively. Of course, the rookie quarterback contributes to part of that.
Lacking a little leadership sometimes offensively, the Colts. Here's O'Brien's pass to Toon, who's wrestled out of bounds at about the 46-yard line. Chris Goob wrestled Toon to the out-of-bounds marker.
Nice pass protection by the Jets. Toon's going to run a little out. He has Good going the other way, breaks to the outside, and Good has to spin around, can't stop the well-thrown pass. This offensive line of the Jets is doing a pretty good job protecting O'Brien. Of course, they're throwing on rundowns, which is a big help for the quarterback's pass protection.
More in motion. The Jets have 2 tight ends, and they will run it to Johnny Hector. Flag comes flying into the pile. In fact, from way back, as Hector is stopped for a loss on the play.
What a hit by Vanderbeek. I mean, he came out of nowhere to make that hit on Hector.
And a hold against the Jets. There's Vanderbeek, who is spelling Fred Young. Young banged up a week ago against New England. Vanderbeek came in and played well and is coming in to show well again in this game. He's a rookie.
Holding, number 84, offense, 10-yard penalty. Repeat first down.
Chris Dressel on the left side of your screen, number 84, blocking on Chip Banks. You can't quite see the hole, but watch this hit coming in. Boom! Oh, hello. Vanderbeek. Nice steal, the rookie out of Michigan State, huh? Good hit.
Started his first game against Buffalo this season, had 6 tackles. And 2-year starter for the Spartans. McNeal is set back now as O'Brien will go to the air. Plenty of time. And he completes it to Mark Boyer, and the former Colt got in the seam of the defense and got open to make the first down. No, it'll be just short of the first down, it looks like. Eugene Daniel maybe knocked the wind out of Mark Boyer.
Nice catch by Boyer. Eugene Daniel had a good shot at him. He'll be coming from the right screen, crossing the screen to the left. You see how Boyer gets stretched out here. Now Eugene Daniel get underneath those arms and maybe knock the wind out of Boyer a bit. Here's another look at it. Boyer with the good catch, able to hold on to that ball. It's a tough pass to hold on to.
So Boyer does make the catch, just short of the first down. We'll take a timeout.
The nesting instinct is a desire to settle down.
Say what?
Couples become placid.
In a Grand Am sedan? Get out of here. This thing's so quick, you'd never know it's a 4-door.
They gladly repress their own desires.
Dream on! Being sensible isn't boring in the Grand Am.
You know, this celebrity business isn't all it's cracked up to be. Sure, I get to travel all over the country, but I'd rather just hang out and have a Miller Lite with the guys. Having another round of lights? Me and the boys don't want some watered-down version of a regular beer. Hey, thanks. We want the less filling beer that really tastes great. Right, guys? Hey, anybody for a game of pool? Yeah, sure. All right, well, let's go.
Get the picture? When it's Miller Lite, less filling really tastes great.
Your breakdown.
A little room, boys.
After millions and millions of hours in the air, after 17 years of staying up all night, every night, so that your packages can be delivered overnight to any address in America, Federal Express has become the first service company ever to win the Malcolm Baldrige National Quality Award. It's the highest honor in American business. And just how did we do this? By being absolutely, positively the best in the business.
NBC Sports coverage of the National Football League is brought to you by Pontiac and your local Pontiac dealer. We build excitement. By Radio Shack, America's technology store. Nobody compares for Christmas shopping. By Xerox, the document company. And by America's favorite light beer, Miller Lite, the sole sponsor of the NFL Player of the Year Award.
From the Hoosier Dome, Tom Hammond and Joe Namath, Terry Ewert, our producer, Brian Sheriff, our director. The Jets leading 14-7 on a 2nd and 2. It's Baxter who rambles for the first down. There's a penalty marker. Now the ball comes out. He may have been down before the fumble. They will rule him down, but there is a penalty.
May go against the Jets, this penalty. The Colts really, Tom, have to keep the Jets off the board in this drive. The Colts offense hasn't proven that they can score many points. If the Jets get on the board here in the 4th quarter, Colts will be hard-pressed to come back.
Holding, number 79, offense, 10-yard penalty. Repeat, 2nd down.
Mike Haight, number 79.
Here's the injury. Watch Boyer's left leg. Watch his left leg as he goes down. Now he's going to get hit right here, and watch how it gets bent up underneath him. Oh, my goodness. Now, his left leg somehow got twisted, but he left the field in pretty good shape. They're looking at that ankle now, retaping it. Appears he's going to be all right. How do you know that, Joe? Well, he's not grimacing right now. He's taking a nice drink of water. He looks pretty cool over there.
They say a twisted left ankle, and he will return. 2nd and 12 now after the penalty. O'Brien tosses, incomplete. Intended for Rob Moore. Pretty good coverage that time by Eugene Daniel. Let's check our Xerox 10-minute ticker now and update you on all the scores. Here are the games in progress. The lone Tampa Bay score came on an interception of a Montana pass for a touchdown. Well, it had been a field goal battle until a touchdown in that Denver-Chicago game. And
Phoenix,
Rosenball
yes.
with 3 touchdown passes. 10th play of the drive coming up for the New York Jets. They come with their high five formation. They've got 5 wide receivers. 3 of them are set to the left. And now in motion is Mathis to that side, giving them 4 wides to the left-hand side. O'Brien throws across the middle, complete to the 40 and short of the first down. Rob Moore made the catch and was immediately hit by Daniel. And O'Brien, who was shaken up earlier and had to leave for 1 play, slow getting up here.
Let's see how O'Brien takes a late hit here and gets smashed to the turf. It was a blitz by Ball, number 31, one of the safeties. Now watch Terrence Mathis, number 81, right by the numbers. No one is on him, you see, but O'Brien had to let go of the ball before Mathis came open.
Prokop is on to punt. Only the 2nd time today. Pulls down that high snap. Fair catch by Pryor, and he takes it at the 11-yard line. So the Indianapolis Colts backed up deep in their own territory, trying to get some offense going. They trail by 7.
Walk into a television showroom, and someone will probably try to sell you a set with a foreign name on it. Before you see their choice, ask to see yours. Ask to see the first TVs that combine digital video and audio with a performance to back it up. Ask for picture-in-picture with triple flashback. Ask for a single remote that can learn to run everything. Ask to see a Zenith. For true innovation in television, quality never looked more like a Zenith.
For some time, we've been telling you how Pontiac transports amazing strength and durability. Easy-to-handle modular seats and versatile, user-friendly interior make it exceptionally satisfying to own. Recently, J.D. Power & Associates reported transport owners have ranked Pontiac tied for #1 in compact truck sales satisfaction. And for its first year, that's very satisfying to hear.
We build excitement, transport.
In these uncertain times, the intelligent investor focuses on current trends, watches the economic indicators, analyzes the various business sectors, developing keen insights before making a single move on Wall Street. On the other hand, the extremely intelligent investor has someone else help him do it. Prudential-based securities, rock solid, market wise.
Ken O'Brien has led the Jets to a 14-7 victory, though the offense of the Jets has not been able to get into the end zone today. O'Brien nevertheless having a good day through the air. He's missed only 7 passes, 22 of 29, 260-plus yards.
Yes, well, he's going against a defense that has been giving up high 60% pass completions. He's been getting pretty good pass protection from his offensive line, and O'Brien's been smartly spreading that ball around, throwing it to Blair Thomas coming out of the backfield, to Al Toon, etc. But what's happened is the Colts stopped the Jets when they had to. Now the Colts can tie this game up with a good drive.
22 of 30 on the day for O'Brien, but no touchdowns. Here's George, who's got a man wide open. Good for a Colt first down to Stanley Morgan. And Morgan run out of bounds by James Hasty after picking up a good chunk of yardage, about 12 or 13 yards.
Stanley Morgan, 14 years. George looks downfield, can't find anyone. Then he sees all alone over here on the right side, uncovered by everyone, is Stanley Morgan. A nice 15-yard pickup. This is the second busted coverage that I've seen so far.
And there is the all-time yards per catch with a minimum of 500, and Stanley Morgan right at the top of that list, all-time leading New England Patriot receiver. Bentley on the draw play, another big chunk of yardage for the Colts, about 9 yards, close to a first down. Kelly and Clifton finally converge on Bentley, but he made a nice run.
Bentley was able to get outside that time because Joe Kelly, number 58, you better go ahead and run that. I can't throw anything on there. I got everybody every place. Kelly came across there a little bit too fast and broke down the containment, and Bentley was able to get outside of Kelly for the big gainer.
Joe Namath with a little telestrator advisory.
I like this telestrator. I really do. You can see some good things, point out some good things before the snap. It doesn't always work quite the way we want it to, but of course it's like football, you know, the plays don't go the way you want it to, and you don't get the bounces the way you want them to all the time.
Here's the measurement, and Bentley may have gotten the first down. Yes, by the point of the football, the Colts on the Bentley run, 10 yards and a first down. Coming up tonight on NBC, a couple of world premiere movies, Polly Coming Home, followed by Crash, The Mystery of Flight 1501. That's coming up tonight only on NBC. 12 minutes left in the game. Colts with the ball down 7. Bentley tries the middle of the Jet defense and gets a couple of yards.
Colts tried to fool the Jets that time. They hit him with they didn't fool them at all. The Jets were ready. Colts came up with a quick count, tried that straight dive with Bentley, hoping to break through a gap there, but the Jets would have none of it.
This Colt offense is the lowest rated offense in the NFL. They've not had a 100-yard rushing game all season. 56 yards today. And Eric Dickerson has gone, this would be the 5th straight game under 100 yards rushing. George will go to the air. Good protection. Fires it complete. Now Albert Bentley in a foot race. Gets to the outside, uses the official, and is out of bounds inside the 15. Hasty and Stargell finally caught up with Bentley, but Jeff George fired it where only Bentley could get it, and he turned it into a 50-yard gain.
This is the kind of play they're looking from their golden quarterback here. He's able to throw that thing on a frozen rope right into Bentley's hands before any of the Jet defenders could get to it. The Jets finally take Bentley out of bounds at about the 13-yard line. Now you'll see how the back judge trying to get out of the way. Let me get out of here. I don't want to be in here. And he kind of screened out a couple of Jets, but it was no big deal. It's a good thing he didn't get himself hurt, Tom. I'll tell you that.
Should be 12 men on the field for the Colts right here.
I promise you, he doesn't want to be in there.
Jeff Loggeman, meanwhile, is an injured Jet on the field. He's back upfield at about the 35-yard line. Maybe it's not Loggeman.
Stallworth.
It is Stallworth. It is Ron Stallworth who is injured. Well, you know, what a throw by Jeff George that time, Joe. And you've been sometimes critical of his footwork. And he was quoted in the Indianapolis papers this week as saying, Joe doesn't know what he's talking about, this and that and the other. He said, I'll do it the way I'm going to do it. But, you know, to me, is just looking at him, his footwork today has been much more classic as far as technique is concerned. And when he does step into the throw, he absolutely can drill the football.
Well, there's no doubt about it. He can be a fine passer. What I was alluding to is he was throwing on the move more times than he needed to. When you have the time to get set and deliver the ball, you should take advantage of it. You're going to be far more accurate with your balance equally distributed. And I don't believe that he said Joe doesn't know what he's talking about either. I think things get twisted around a little bit. I've had a couple of good conversations with Jeff, and I know the things that he's going through as a rookie quarterback's awful tough. Right now, he puts that thing in a good position. He's still backing off his throw, but he's got so much velocity and strength with that upper body twist that he gets that one in there.
And the odd thing is he puts his finger right on the point of the football, a la Terry Bradshaw, but doesn't use the laces. In fact, in his touchdown pass to win the game against New England last week, he rotated the ball so his fingers would not touch the laces. Far from the classic grip of the drop-back quarterback. On first down, Eric Dickerson cuts up. Pretty nice hole they opened for him that time. Dickerson squirts through it inside the 10 before he's tackled by Travis Curtis and Eric McMillan.
Right side of the screen, Dickerson's going to hit the hole opened up by 68, Pat Tomberline. He slips underneath Dennis Byrd and gets some pretty good yardage. Be 2nd and 5 or so. This is the real gut check for this Jet defense right now.
The Jets defense inside their own 20 have been pretty effective half the time. Pete Carroll's defense has prevented the opposition from scoring. Dickerson hit behind the line and dropped for a loss by Joe Mott. Well, he didn't get any blocking that time as the Jets got penetration and stopped Dickerson for a loss on the play.
That's right. Darrell Davis, the rookie from on the right side here, number 98. Watch Darrell Davis. He's going to get some penetration back there first and kind of throw things out of whack for Dickerson. And then Joe Mott, 51, comes in to make the play.
Davis into the defensive line, replacing Ron Stallworth, who was shaken up a few minutes ago, the rookie from TCU. 3rd and 5 for the Colts. They trail by 7. Bentley's in motion. George looks to the end zone. Pass complete. Billy Brooks Close to the first down. It'll depend on the spot of the football. Brooks working on the rookie Tony Stargell. Did he get enough?
I'll tell you, he got a good spot. I know that. He got a real good spot from the official that time. I'd like to see just where he did catch that ball. They're making this a close situation. I thought he was a little bit short.
They're going to measure to see if Ron Meyer's club has the first down.
Well, you know, if they don't, I got to believe they're going to go for it on 4th down anyway. They're 7 points down. If they don't make this, that means they're going to need another score. And the field goal won't help them with another score. They need to get on the board with 6 points here, 7.
Here's the measurement.
Oh, I'd love to see where he caught that thing before. I don't believe it was quite that far, but he's still going to come up about 4 or 5 inches short.
Just inches short. You've got Eric Dickerson, one of the premier running backs of all time. He's struggled since he returned to the Colts. Will they go to him here? It'll be 4th down and only inches to go. Anthony Johnson comes into the backfield. William Schultz, 293 pounds, is in the offensive line. Pete Carroll tries to rally his defense. It's 4th down, just inches to go. The ball inside the 4 of the Jets. Dickerson. Dickerson dives for the first down. Eric McMillan got up to meet him at the pass, but he only needed a few inches, and it'll be 1st and goal, Indianapolis.
1st and goal, and Indianapolis needs to get back in that huddle because they're not going to get the play off soon enough and end up with a penalty. Right now, everyone's standing around, and that clock's going to start. Let's take another look at the first down. There was a close to offsides penalty on Davis, but he got back, appeared to get back, and there's Dickerson making the first down.
There's the play clock, and now it's reset.
Hello. Oh, my goodness.
Bentley smacked by Joe Kelly. Wow.
What a hit by Joe Kelly. Oh, my goodness.
Big defensive play by Joe Kelly. He smacked and stood Bentley straight up.
Right here. You folks see it. Don't have to say much about it. A good lick by Kelly. Nichols was in on the play also. I don't think they're going to be able to run this ball in there. They haven't been able to do much on the ground, and I think they're going to have to go to the air, Tom.
5 defensive linemen in for the Jets. It is 2nd down and goal from the 3. That's Dickerson in motion. Play action pass. George in trouble. Throws it away, intended for Beach. George knocked to the turf after he threw the football. Lageman knocked him down after George threw the ball away, with Travis Curtis covering Pat Beach all the way.
Good coverage by the Jets. George again backing way off the throw. Can't convince me that it's going to be as accurate as if he gets his balance underneath him. Really throwing while he's backing up. Sure, he's a great athlete. Coach Meyer says he's gifted. He's one of the best passers he ever saw. Somebody's got to start working on the young man's technique. I know he's getting a lot of money and they expect a lot from him, but there's got to be a coach on this staff that can show this young man how to get his feet working with his passing motion.
Timeout, Indianapolis.
And some confusion.
Timeout.
Some confusion in the offense.
Timeout.
So the Colts will call a timeout. And George will come to the sideline to check with Ron Meyer with a 3rd and goal coming up from the 3. Well, don't forget, on Thanksgiving Day, a very special time for all families, and especially those with relatives in the Persian Gulf area. And, of course, NBC Sports, in cooperation with AT&T, will reunite some of our servicemen and women with their families throughout our day's coverage of the NFL. It starts with NFL Live. O.J. Simpson will be in Saudi Arabia to visit with the U.S. troops that are serving our country in the Middle East. So join us and join all our servicemen and women overseas for a Thanksgiving Day feast. O.J. Simpson from Saudi Arabia, followed by the Broncos and the Lions, coming up starting at noon Eastern Time here on NBC.
Both these teams, Tom, have been juggling their offensive lines. You see Denver's going to be playing Detroit. That should be a pretty good game, even though they're both playing like turkeys this year.
You've been waiting all day for that.
All day, yeah.
Eric Dickerson is back in the lineup with Bentley. 2 setbacks. 1 wide receiver to either side. The 11th play. 3rd and goal from the 3. Play action fake. George rolls. He can run into the end zone, maybe. Instead, he throws it for the touchdown. Touchdown catch by Stanley Morgan, the veteran, right at the edge of the end zone. And George and his receivers celebrate with a little dance.
Well, they're doing a dance. The Jets are complaining they didn't feel like the catch was in on the playing field. Stanley Morgan, another touchdown. My goodness, 14-year career. This man he looks like he hasn't lost much. I mean, he doesn't have the speed he used to have, but he certainly knows how to find the open spot. On the right side of the screen, George is going to get outside. Now, let's see if Morgan has possession of the ball and both feet inbounds. Well, no matter, it's going to count.
It will count. The 69th career TD by the wily veteran Stanley Morgan. Biasucci's extra point ties the game. Stanley Morgan and the Colts have come alive in the second half. They tied this one at 14.
Tranquility. That's where it's at.
Wrong.
Relinquish power. You don't need it.
I live for power, and my Pontiac Grand Am has plenty of it. It gets great mileage, too.
You don't want anything that'll get you going.
Wanna bet? My Grand Am gets me going every time.
People love the convenience of fax machines. What most of us don't like are funny paper faxes that curl up and are hard to read. That's why Xerox makes more kinds of plain paper fax machines than anyone else. For documents that are easy to read and a pleasure to handle, because they're on good old plain paper. Plain paper fax machines from Xerox, the way to put it together.
Putting it together.
Faxing, scanning, copying, printing. Xerox, the document company.
Yes.
Our guests are arriving. When will you be here?
Almost finished.
Okay, but hurry.
That'll do it. Got the report done for the office.
The Tandy 1000 TL2, powerful enough for business, affordable and easy enough for the whole family. Specially priced for Christmas, save $200. Only at Radio Shack, America's technology store. Nobody compares for Christmas shopping.
The little girl who transformed a town is back. Cosby's own Keisha Knight Pulliam and Felicia Rashad in Polly on NBC tonight at 7, 6 Central.
We had a good wait a while ago on Al Toon's pass and being inbounds. Here, watch Stanley Morgan's right leg. Is his right leg going to come down inbounds? Doesn't look like it, but he's forced out of bounds by Tony Stargell, so the officials say, hey, it's touchdown. He would have gotten that right leg down inbounds.
So the Colts cover 88 yards in 11 plays to tie the score. Biasucci's kick taken by Mathis. He's from the 4 to the 20 and stopped at the 24-yard line. 20-yard return by Mathis. Pete Carroll, the defensive coordinator of the New York Jets, as he watches the touchdown catch by Morgan.
Oh, it hurts. It hurts to these guys have some valleys to deal with as well as the peaks sometimes.
Boy, what a different Colt team, though, in the second half. They had no offense whatsoever in the first half, but they've scored twice in the second frame to tie it up with 7:13 showing for the fourth quarter. And now it's time for O'Brien and company to try to get their first touchdown of the day. Johnny Hector, good run on the ground, just short of the 30-yard line. Tony Siragusa making the tackle for the Indianapolis Colts, and the clock rolls toward the 7-minute mark. Let's update you now. These are the early scores in case you missed these finals. The Giants remain unbeaten, headed toward that showdown with the San Francisco 49ers in December. And these are the games in progress with the Niners safely in front.
I wonder when the last weekend was where we had 2 shutouts. Yeah, there were 2 shutouts today.
O'Brien's pass dropped off the hands of Blair Thomas. Might have been a tough catch for him. Thomas has been a big factor today in that Jet offense, as Bruce Coslet predicted. Said he was going to fine-tune a few things. One of those was to hit Blair Thomas coming out of the backfield.
Oh, and Thomas was wide open, too, but O'Brien pays for it after he delivers the ball. John Hand, number 76, hits O'Brien in the lower back area, and ooh, that's smart.
O'Brien, though, pops right back up. He's got 4 wide receivers, doubles to either side. Looks right, throws right. Mathis makes the catch. It's a first down. Cut up in front of Michael Ball and has first down yardage.
I tell you, this Jet offensive line, they're doing a job in there. Right now, a rookie, Dwayne White, is playing at right guard for the Jets. They haven't had him in there in the course of the season. They just activated him a couple weeks ago. Brent Miller is back in at right tackle for the Jets, and they're giving O'Brien some pretty good time to throw the ball. Even though, you know, he is throwing short passes, which is very smart. But that right side of the Jets line, the right guard especially, hasn't had a whole lot of work.
Dwayne White, the 300-pound rookie out of Alcorn A&M, the road grader. O'Brien, little touch pass. Thomas can't catch up. Harrod had him covered and bottled up, so O'Brien touched it out, leading Thomas, hoping he could run under it. He could not.
First quarter, second quarter, Harrod was giving O'Brien and Thomas too much room to work. Thomas was coming out of the backfield while Harrod was dropping back into his zones. Same thing on the other side with Chip Banks. This time, Harrod clamped down on Thomas. As soon as he came out of the backfield, O'Brien wanted to get it to him, but Harrod would have none of it. He was excellent position that time.
14-14 score, total yardage evening up. In fact, the Colts had taken the lead after that dismal first half. Jets 2nd and 10. 5:49 on the clock. 14-14. O'Brien hit again and throws it off target. The Colts getting good pressure on Ken O'Brien during this series. Sam Clancy coming in on O'Brien.
Clancy, 76, does a nice swing move on Dave Zawatson, the second-year guard out of California. He just beat Zawatson that time, who's in the game taking the place of Mike Haight. I'm not sure whether Haight got banged up or whatever, but the Jets have changed up their offensive line blocking and personnel so far.
Now it's 3rd and 10. Joe, this is one of these times when you say when the opponents know the Jets have to pass, they have trouble protecting. 4 wides. Comes the blitz. O'Brien reads it and gets the ball off, but Keith Taylor hit Freeman Mcneal so hard it jarred the ball loose.
Good defensive scheme that time. Good hit by Keith Taylor, number 27, on Freeman Mcneal, who is not all together right now. O'Brien has to unload the ball quickly because the Colts come with a blitz. Now watch this lick in the midsection right here. Oh my goodness. It's kind of a double shot. Looks like Pryor got in there to make a good lick on Freeman Mcneal, who's being helped off the field right now by Bob Reese, the trainer of the Jets.
And Reese indicating he got hit right there under the rib pad. So Prokop, who has averaged 32.5 but has done a good job dropping it inside the 20, will kick to Verdun, who's back at the Colt 20-yard line. It was the punt returns of Verdun that gave the Colts a chance to win last week. He takes this one at the 25. Gets behind the wall, cuts back. He's got room to go down the sideline. Falls over his own man and is finally taken down at the 42-yard line of the Jets. Troy Johnson saved the touchdown after a 34-yard run by Clarence Verdun.
Well, it starts out with really not a good punt from Prokop. Prokop hits a low ball down there. You see how much room that Verdun has to get going. And then there's some pretty good blocks up there. And Verdun smartly uses his blockers. So Troy Johnson, 95, stayed with the play, and he was able to bring Verdun down from behind. Look at this. The low punt, Colin, that's what caused this good return to start with. Prokop did not get enough height on that ball.
In an otherwise lackluster season, the Colts' special teams have been outstanding. 4 wides for the Colts. Bentley, the only setback, gets the handoff and rambles for about 7 yards. Marvin Washington tracked him down from behind. And Albert Bentley, who's having a good day running and receiving, the most productive Colt offensive player this afternoon, has it inside the 35-yard line of the Jets. We're tied at 14 with 5 minutes left in the game.
Well, if ever there's a time you'd want your running game to come alive, it's now for the Colts. With 4 minutes and 55 seconds or so left, you'd love to be able to take some time and score as well with the running game.
George backpedaling, delivers it on target to Simmons. Stacy Simmons out of bounds, but a first down just short of the 25-yard line of the Jets. Don Odegaard knocks Simmons out of bounds, but Stacy Simmons with his 4th catch of the year.
Well, Odegaard was turning and bailing out that time. They call that a turn and bail. He was just running upfield. He disguised it as a man coverage, but really had a zone on. And by the time he turned around, the ball was in the air and on the way. Good timing. Good timing by Jeff George.
Simmons with that catch number 4 of the season, the rookie from Florida. Colts have it. First down at the 26 of New York. 14-14 game. Dickerson. There's the cutback move by Eric Dickerson, and he's inside the 20, upended by Joe Mott. Dickerson starting to get uncranked too, and this Colt offense left for dead at halftime has come alive.
Well, they're getting some good blocking that time. You see Kyle Clifton, 59, kind of overran the play, and Eric Dickerson cut back underneath the flow. That's the thing Dickerson does so well, and it's because he has such great vision. He can see those defenders, and he's able to cut back and make his stops.
Said to us yesterday, I wear glasses, but I can see a hole, and there haven't been many this season. There he sees it inside and cuts back. Jets clog it up, and Kyle Clifton adds to that impressive tackle total.
See, now Clifton stayed at home that time. He didn't go with the flow that much, and when Dickerson did try to cut, watch 59 right on the hash mark. He's flowing, but he's not overflowing. You see, he's staying there waiting for the cutback that time.
Third down coming up for the Colts. Clifton trying to rally the defense. He's the captain of that unit. They need to make a big play here with 3:35 and counting. Game tied at 14. Dickerson ran into his own man, but made something out of it and falls forward for a first down. Kyle Clifton might have tripped him up. Eric bounced off his own man and then stumbled forward. And Eric can shut up those boos with a good performance here.
Clifton on the left side, number 59, gets a lick in here, but Dickerson's able to fight through him. Clifton couldn't quite get squared up on the elusive running back. Dickerson's going to make some yardage, folks. You just have to give him a little bit of hold.
And the Colts knocking on the door of a tie game inside 3 minutes. Bentley. He's to the 8. Clifton with another tackle. Kyle Clifton standing tough in there, but not getting much help at the moment.
See, right now, your offense knows the 3 points won't be enough. The Jets' defense, they feel they need to stop the Colts and force Biasucci to kick a field goal. That way, the Jets will just need a field goal when they come back to tie. But Biasucci, like the rest of the Colts, would love to see 6 points up on the board, 7 with the extra.
Two teams searching for momentum, searching for a season-writing victory. The Jets have won 4 times, the Colts only 3. This game tied at 14. 2nd and 7. Dickerson tries the other way. Got away from one man, but there's a penalty marker down. Dickerson upended by Tony Stargell. Let's check the flag. And a holding call against the Colts. Could be a big miscue.
Holding, number 68 offense, 10-yard penalty. Repeat, 2nd down.
Pat Tomberlin guilty of the hold. There's Tomberlin, number 68.
On the right-hand side of your screen, the right guard, number 68, has his right arm kind of tangled up here. I tell you, I couldn't see much holding there. I don't know what, I guess the officials saw some, though. But Tomberlin's doing a pretty good job in there. He's not their regular right guard, just as the right tackle position is being played by Brian Baldinger. I might add, a Massapequa High School graduate from Long Island.
3 wides to the left, 1 to the right. Jets have their dime, 6 defensive backs. George in trouble and is sacked back at the 22-yard line. Darrell Davis collapsing on Jeff George that time, and the rookie out of TCU gets his 4th sack of the season. And it sets the Colts back as we come to the 2-minute warning in a 14-14 game.
You know, this celebrity business isn't all it's cracked up to be. Sure, I get to travel all over the country, but I'd rather just hang out and have a Miller Lite with the guys. Having another round of lights? Me and the boys don't want some watered-down version of a regular beer. Hey, thanks. We want the less filling beer that really tastes great. Right, guys? Right. Hey, anybody for a game of pool? Yeah, sure. All right, well, let's go.
Get the picture? When it's Miller Lite, less filling really tastes great.
Your break, Dan?
A little room, boys.
Sometimes, without any warning at all, cars and trucks quitting before their time, before their owners get the most out of their investments. Maybe they don't know about AC Delco, a full line of auto parts designed with proper maintenance to help your car or truck last. Maybe they should. AC Delco. It's like buying time.
Whenever I used to watch TV, my brother Tom would always flip me out. Then we got this Magnavox smart window TV that lets Tommy flip through all the channels. And I could keep watching what I want to.
Now I can see what I've been missing.
And that's quite a lot.
College is a tough climb. Joining the Army could make it easier. You can earn money for your education with the Montgomery GI Bill and the Army College Fund. And you'll develop the confidence and determination that can get you to the top in college and beyond.
Thursday, O.J. Simpson visits live with U.S. servicemen and women serving our country in the Persian Gulf. Then it's the Broncos and the Lions, a special Thanksgiving on NBC.
14 apiece, 1:57 left. Pete Carroll has called his defense as the Indianapolis Colts huddle on the sideline, planning their offensive play. The Colts have it 3rd and 20. What do you call here, Joe?
I call run and play. I wouldn't let Jeff George, the rookie quarterback, put it up here. If I had Phil Simms, if I had Joe Montana, I might chance it. But they need a lot of yardage. It's too risky to throw the ball downfield right now. I'd try and stick something up in there to set up the field goal.
They've got a pass formation, 4 wides, 3 set to the left with the handoff to Bentley. And Bentley to the 20-yard line, then thrown back by Loggeman and company.
Ugly, but a sensible call. I'll tell you, for those reasons, if you have Phil Simms, if you have Montana, a quarterback that you can rely on, not making that mistake, then fine. But they had so much yardage to make. The defense had the aces that time.
The New York Jets have called a timeout. They're down to only 1. Biasochi field goal attempt coming up.
Are these the international rules?
He's going for a word he knows. He's going for a 2-syllable word. Ladies and gentlemen.
23 across. Europe.
426.
It's a continent.
Just stick with 1-syllable words. He's fine. Hold your hand right there.
Okay. Mumbly peg. Mumbly peg with darts.
Levi's 100% cotton Dockers. If they're not Dockers, they're just pants.
You guys have any food?
Dun, 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 dun.
I think you should go back
to
the
you think the wave needs words?
Dean Biasucci takes the field to try a go-ahead field goal for the Colts, who tied with the Jets at 14, 1:49 left. The Jets have taken 2 of their 3 timeouts. Now Biasucci will try to put the Colts ahead of this game for the first time. You see his record. This will be about a 38-yard attempt. He missed once today from 52. Biasucci from 38. It's been a long uphill struggle for the Colt offense, but for the first time in the game, 1:46 now remaining, Indianapolis has taken the lead.
1:46, as you mentioned, Tom. A lot of time for the wily quarterback, O'Brien, to work his team, certainly in the field goal possession, going against a defense that really hasn't generated much pass rush. Here you see Ron Meyer checking out the field goal attempt. Is it good? Huh, Ron? Let us... Yes, sir. All right.
And for Biasucci, the Shakespearean actor, to be or not to be? Yes. Go ahead field goal.
Bruce Coslet takes it all in stride. Sure, no big deal. His offense again. He knows his offense can come back here. But the question is, can they pass protect now that the Colts know they're going to have to pass?
Well, the Colt offense, which was lame in the first half, has come out of the starting gate with a vengeance in the second half and have scored on their last 3 possessions. Now Ken O'Brien, with 1 timeout left in 1:46, will have to rally his Jet offense. Biasucci to kick. And he booms it out of the end zone.
You think that adrenaline was pumping or what? Oh, my goodness. Didn't have any wind at his back either.
Wow. He just got a standing ovation for that soliloquy, as if he were on the stage once again. And it's Eason at quarterback. Tony Eason will be at quarterback for this perhaps final drive of the game.
I'd love to get an explanation, folks. We hope to get an explanation from the Jets on why Eason is in the game. O'Brien may be banged up.
Eason played 1 play earlier in this contest and handed off. Now he's getting a word from Hector. And he's going to put it in the air, and he's shaken by 1 man and then sandwiched down to the turf. Harrod bounced off, got back up, and took Eason down for the sack.
Well, once again, can the Jets pass protect when everybody knows they need to throw it? It's tough on any team to pass protect when they know you're going to try. And for a line that really doesn't have top-grade ability, and they've been mixing the players around a lot, not a lot of cohesiveness, they've got a tough time, tough task ahead of them.
And of course, Eason, who had attempted only 10 passes all season, forced to take over here.
Well, Harrod just comes clean from the left side of the Jets line. Eason smartly evades him, but Harrod gets back up and gets some help from Sam Clancy.
Sam Clancy, the top sack man of the Indianapolis Colts,
timeout, Indianapolis,
has had to take a timeout after being cut under his eye. Well, coming up tonight here on NBC, first the Cosby Show's Felicia Rashad, starring in the world premiere movie Polly Coming Home. Then Cheryl Ladd stars in the world premiere movie Crash, the Mystery of Flight 1501. That's tonight here on NBC. Well, there won't be a whole lot more drama than we've seen here at the Hoosier Dome this afternoon, despite the fact we had 2 losing teams on the field. It has been a Jekyll and Hyde performance for the Indianapolis Colts, who were pretty horrendous in the first half, but have been pretty efficient in the second half. And the Jets, although they've moved the ball up and down the field, have not scored a touchdown. They have 3 field goals and a safety for their 14 points. We understand Ken O'Brien has a concussion and will not return to the game. There's O'Brien, number 7. So it's fallen to Tony Eason, the backup, to try to engineer a game-winning or tying drive. He's got a lot to do. 2nd and 21. Pumps once and evades the rush, and now he's going to run for it. And he'll have a first down as he slides to the turf at the 35-yard line, and now a penalty, and he may get some more on there. He slid down and is supposed to be protected, and perhaps it'll be unnecessary roughness, which would add yardage.
Boy, I didn't even see anything that time. I don't know why that flag came in. That was a big play if it stays holding on the Jets.
Oh, it's against the Jets.
Right there at the end of the call, Chris Burkett may have been in the middle of the play. Wasn't holding for long.
What a backbreaker.
87 on the offense. 10-yard penalty. Repeat second down.
Burkett guilty of the hold. Why would you even try at that point, Joe?
Oh, he was trying to, you know, help out with blocking, but I didn't see the hold, really.
I didn't either as they replayed it, but...
Well, you know, it came back from the spot, so there's still a good gain now.
I think the call was the push in the back, Joe. See, did he push him in the back?
Well, let's see. Yes, he has his hands on him. Sure enough, he pushed him right there. And I tell you what, they're giving the Jets a second down here. This is wrong. They can't let it be second down from right here. It's got to be at least third down, or they've got to take it back farther.
Well, they're going to ask for help. either divine intervention or perhaps the replay booth.
Well, it's definitely not second down. I mean, we did see Eason get thrown for a loss, and then he ran this last play. It should be third down coming up. The sideline markers have second down coming up. And the Jets got a gain on top of it, so something screwy here.
Either replay the down and set the ball back, or give them the gain and make it third. Let's see.
Well, they're giving him a second down, a 20-yard gain. They didn't even use the down up. I tell you what, I'm confused here. This should definitely be third down.
That's the time remaining. Colts lead by 3. Eason's pass. Oh, caught by Toon. Penalty marker down. Toon to the 45 and out of bounds. Great hands by Al Toon.
That was a fine catch by Toon. Caught the ball as it was tipped up in the air. Saw a late flag come in once again. But nevertheless, big play by Toon. Big plays by Eason. Have the Jets in pretty good position to get in field goal range.
Against the Colts, and the Jets are on the move.
Illegal contact. Defense number 31. Decline. Completed pass. First down.
Michael Ball with the illegal contact as Toon again showed us those soft hands.
Well, I'll tell you, Michael Ball's not around Toon. He had to be called for a penalty somewhere else. That's Taylor, 27, in the chase, and Pryor knocking Toon out of bounds.
Tony Eason stepping up to the challenge. Toon has a 100-yard receiving day on 7 catches. Eason across the middle completes the pass to midfield. Terrence Mathis into Colt territory to the 47-yard line, where John Hand hustles downfield to make the tackle. 1 minute left.
And 1 timeout left for the Jets.
Leahy pacing the sideline. Perhaps will be called on to tie it. Eason once again. Complete to Mathis. Mathis gets out of bounds at the 34-yard line of the Colts. Michael Ball trailing him all the way, and Mathis makes another clutch catch.
I'll tell you, I got to take my headphones, hat, everything off to that number 11,
Better
Tony
hold it
Eason
right
now. Yes, Tony Eason coming in cold, delivering some beautiful passes, smartly avoided a rush to make the big gain before. You don't know, this is really tough for a quarterback to come in off the bench after sitting around for 3 quarters. And Eason really hasn't had an opportunity to play this season, so he's pretty rusty, and he's doing a marvelous job.
Tony Eason with a clutch performance. Can it pay off in a tie or a go-ahead score? 40 seconds left. First down, Jets, 33 of the Colts. Eason's pass, intercepted and dropped by Michael Ball. Oh, the game was over.
Well, Eason's receiver, Mathis, was knocked down by Ball, I believe. The officials had to figure it was incidental contact. It'll be on the left side of your screen. See if we could see Mathis get hit by Ball. Well, you see Mathis's feet as he's flying to the ground, and then Ball, is he angry. I mean, he had an open field ahead of him, too, Tom. Not only would he have iced the game with the interception, but he may have had a touchdown.
Oh, the game just flashed by the eyes of Michael Ball, and the Jets have new life. 2nd and 10, 35 seconds left. Colts by 3. Blitz coming. Jets pick it up. The pass, though, right into the ground, intended for Mathis. Eason misfired on that one. And now 32 ticks remaining.
Bruce Costlett's getting some play out of his young lineman up there. Zawatson's in it, left guard, White's in it, right guard. These guys haven't been playing much. They're trying to get Pat Leahy into field goal range right now, Tom. If they had to kick, it'd be a 50-yarder.
Ball's on the 33. It would be a 50-yard attempt from here.
It would be 40 yards deep, 50 yards. That's within Leahy's range.
17-14 Colts, 3rd and 10. New York Jets with 32 seconds left. They have 1 timeout. Eason. Complete. Diving. Toon. There's a flag down. And Toon, I think, will be just short of the first down, but he did pick up a lot of territory, but the Colts say it's going to go against New York. offensive interference. Boy, the Jets have been their own worst enemy on this drive.
Pass interference, number 88 on the offense. 10-yard penalty. Repeat, third down.
Awful big play, 10-yard penalty. Toombs right on the numbers, right on the numbers. Does he push off? I don't see. Well, he got his hands out there in front of him, and Chris Good was shoved back a little bit. They gave the benefit of the doubt to the defensive player that time. Offensive receiver can't put his hands out and push off like that.
And they're out of field goal range now. They're out of field goal range, and they have it 3rd and 20. Blitz coming. Eason has a man. Complete to Hector, but he's wrestled down at the 38-yard line by Keith Taylor. And now it's 4th down. Jets call a timeout, stopping the clock with 19 seconds. 4th down coming up for the Jets, who trail by 3.
Today's small cars are tougher than ever on oil. Their high-compression engines not only rev high, they can run hotter than regular small car engines. Their searing heat can begin to break down an oil immediately. That's why there's Castrol, the motor oil that in every grade provides maximum protection against viscosity and thermal breakdown. So use Castrol before your engine does something to get you heated up. Castrol, engineered for today's smaller cars.
Bruce Kozla talking with his quarterback, Tony Eason, on the sideline with a decision to make here. 17-14, 19 seconds left. The Jets have it 4th down, 15 to go for the 1st down. If Leahy tries a field goal, it would be a 55-yarder. Looks like they will eschew the field goal and go for it on 4th and 15.
Quarterback ought to try his best to pull the Colts off sides this time with his count. Maybe get a free play, certainly a 5-yard penalty.
Eason's pass incomplete. Intended for Toon and off target. And the Colts now simply have to run out the clock to claim their 4th victory of the season. Tony Eason gave him a chance. He moved him all the way downfield, but a costly penalty took him out of field goal range, and his 4th down pass fell to the turf.
There's a relieved Ron Meyer.
They're off the respirator for 1 more week.
There's Chris Good, who was pushed by Al Toon. I tell you, that wasn't a, I guess it doesn't take a big push, but Chris Good was pushed back a couple of steps, and that was a colossal penalty because Tony Eason did a marvelous job getting his team in position for that field goal attempt.
Jets are out of timeouts, so the Colts will simply kill the clock. And Jeff George will have his 2nd victory as a professional quarterback. George threw 2 touchdown passes today. He also threw an interception but got a break as Eric McMillan, who had intercepted the ball, tried to lateral it. The Colts recovered the fumble and led to an Indianapolis touchdown. Indianapolis rallies from behind to win it 17-14. We'll return to the Hoosier Dome for some final comments in just a moment.
Hey, isn't that Calvin? I haven't seen him for a while. Wonder where he's heading. I heard he got a job. Is that right? Well, it's about time he got himself together. Now that you mention it, there is something different about him. Just goes to show you can't judge a book by its cover. Looks like responsibility's been good for him. Well, I'm just glad somebody believed in him enough to give him a chance. Wonder where he's working.
Welcome to McDonald's. May I help you?
Some men would rather live their lives sheltered in the harbor, and some would rather sail into life with the unmistakable scent of Old Spice. Clean, true, and classic. Old Spice, one of the legends of the sea.
So the final score from the Hoosier Dome in come-from-behind fashion. The Colts 17, the Jets 14. Coming up next, the world premiere movie, Polly Coming Home. Tom Hammond for Joe Namath reminding you this has been NBC Sports coverage of the National Football League.
promotional fee has been paid to NBC by United Airlines. Come fly the friendly skies.
The preceding has been a presentation of NBC Sports.
Tuesday, a murder pits cop against cop.
You guys have no idea what it's like on the streets these days.
That could turn black against white.
Color has nothing to do with it.
The fight for law and order. Tuesday.
Come to the Big Apple, right here in Endicott. The Big Apple at the cider mill, that is, and watch us press the sweetest, richest cider you've ever tasted. We make our cider from the plumpest, juiciest apples around. No preservatives added, no preservatives needed. Just the delicious flavor of apples, pressed to perfection and bottled right on the premises. You know it's fresh because you just watched us make it. Only at the cider mill, 2 South Nanticoke Avenue, Endicott. A taste of autumn in every sip.
Plymouth Voyager is considered by many to be the gold standard of minivans. So you wonder, how could they make it better? But they did, by making safety their #1 priority. For $19.91, they put shoulder belts in front and back and made anti-lock brakes and all-wheel drive available for better handling and traction. I like that a lot, because when I look for a car, I have priorities to consider too.
Now at Pizza Hut, your kids can enjoy all the magic of Nickelodeon's Eureka's Castle puppets.
I'm Eureka. I'm Batley. And there's Magellan, too. We're the hip-hop rockin' Eureka's Castle crew.
There are 3 great puppets, and you can collect a different one every week. Eureka and...
Hello? Hello? I'm Michael Eisner. I'm here at the Disney Studios with Miss Debbie Allen, who directed tonight's special feature, Polly Coming Home. Debbie, we all know you're a talented actress and a great dancer. But what got you interested in actually directing?
Well, actually, Michael, after choreographing Fame for 2 or 3 years and beating up a few directors to get the camera angles that I wanted, they said, give that child a chance. And I did get a chance, and I was good, and I liked it, and movies was the next progression.
What do you like about directing, if, of course, anything at all?
I like that paycheck. No. Actually, I like the challenge of figuring it all out and bringing a wonderful story to life, working with actors, the crew. They're always a lot of fun. I do like that paycheck. I like saying action, but I especially like saying cut.
We now join Disney Night at the Movies, Polly Coming Home, already in progress.
And let that spring unwind. Now come on home. Home. No matter what you've done, no one's a failure, son. Come on home.